rooting for German.
Well, Ralf Souquet certainly will be a feather in his cap. The U.S. Open, no bigger title. As we said earlier, a field of 215 players started out in search for $150,000 in total prize money, and the lion's share of that, $30,000 to the eventual winner. Well, guys, the time has come. Let's get it on here in Chesapeake. Alex Pagulayan to open accounts in the 2002 U.S. Open 9-ball championships.
Now that was unusual. We'll start right off with that, because normally when the people have been breaking, either the one has been going in a side pocket or it's been actually going in the corner off the point. Nothing has gone in, and Ralf has an opportunity here.
Okay, very quickly, Mike. The 1 ball's position here, the 2 here. It's really important for Ralf that he's at the table to end up somewhere right here with the cue ball by pocketing the 1, going 1 cushion, 2 cushions, and attaining this type of an angle on the 2 to stop nicely for the 3 in this pocket.
And that is perfect if he can do that. Of course, now this is the opening game, so naturally we're expecting, you know, the guys, I know myself, the guys are a little jittery. You know, I'm sure they'll perform, but normally a game or 2 they kind of set the pace.
Well, they've had a little time to practice out there. That won't hurt, Mike, but I agree with you. I think the early nerves always play a major role in any final. And
Ralf is actually shooting this opposite-handed.
And it was important for him to stay on the left side of the 2 ball the way we're looking at the monitor, because if he fell on the other side, then he would be on the wrong side of the ball. That's why he hit it as softly as he did.
And he's actually perfect if he makes the 2. I mean, he should make the ball. He has the right angle where he can kind of stay right in that area, and he's got the 3, the red ball, in the opposite corner. So this rack is looking pretty good for Ralf.
And Suke, a former world champion, you really wouldn't expect any careless mistakes from Ralf. He's very methodical in his approach, and again, the type of player that limits errors and capitalizes on mistakes.
Yeah, Ralf is a great player. You know, and something else, he is very used to this cloth. You know, ever since for 20, 25 years I've been going to Europe, they usually play on this faster cloth, and now they've adopted it to the United States. But Ralf actually grew up on this kind of equipment, so he does have an advantage there.
And we should quickly outline for the folks at home watching this, too, that these are the television balls that are in play here, as they've been for every televised match. You'll notice the pink 4-ball. You're not used to seeing that. That's normally a purple color, isn't it, guys?
Right.
And also the 7-ball here is going to be a light brown, and that's normally a wine color. And the reason for that is to be able to distinguish these colors on your TV sets at home.
Okay, very quickly, Jim. I think that it's also important for Ralf to attain an angle on the 5 around this area right here. I would like to see him either swing 1 cushion right here for position for the 6, only because the 7's on the same side of the table as the 6. Or he could possibly even go 2 cushions this way. But I kind of like the one rail angle here. He's opted to go the other way. Well,
nice.
You know,
you're right, either way.
You know, I like going the other way because there's no traffic on that side of the table. Now you know.
But you're the comeback kid now, so we know your experience in this game is overwhelming. Ralf, you know, I'll tell you something. Right now, we haven't even seen Alex really. Of course, he broke in to make a ball, but Ralf again's got the A game on. You can see he's in his face. He doesn't look nervous. His tempo looks perfect for the opening game, especially. So I think he's there. I mean, you can just tell by the way the balls are going in the pocket. Don't they make that nice crisp sound? And that's the reason why he hasn't lost a match in like 25 or 30 matches, which is hard to believe in this day and age with all the tough competition.
But he does look in the zone, Mike, and also very noticeable to see that his eyes never leave that playing surface.
Yeah.
This guy is focused.
Yeah, I've known Ralf for many, many years, and he has looked the same from 18 or 19 years ago when I first met him till today.
Yeah, he's very heavy into the mental aspect of the game. And he does something to himself that puts him into this mode.
Right.
And if you would ask him what it is,
he'd never tell you because he doesn't want to give that secret away, Bill.
He would never tell you.
Well, he's got a tester here now. He shot the 7. Now he's obviously there's only 2 balls on the table, but I can see from here the 8 ball is a lot thinner of a cut than he would have liked. He's going to have to roll the ball in very easy. I'm sure he doesn't like it. And this is, Billy, as you know, a kind of a shot that a player, even in stroke, can miss.
Very missable, and more so given that it's the first rack, Mike.
Exactly right. And he has to kind of hit it easy to hold the cue ball up for the 9.
Easy. That's right. So he wants the cue balls to end up in this position right here. And it's very easy for the cue balls to go on beyond that position and end up way over there.
And look how perfect he hit that ball. Isn't that amazing? Huh? Boy, he hit that shot well.
He hit it softly and accurately. And, you know, he's entitled to win game number 1 because he played very well in the first rack.
The 9 deposited, and Ralf Souquet takes the first rack here in this race to 13. He leads Alex Pagulayan 1-0.
Yeah, he showed everyone he came prepared to play. Very relaxed, unflappable, and we all know him as that type of a player. You know, he's the consummate professional. He doesn't allow anything to bother him. He's not going to let anything disturb him. He's not going to beat himself.
No, and that is sometimes the key to success, isn't it?
Yes.
You don't beat yourself. The toughest guy is always that little man inside. You keep him under control, and the path to victory can be a lot smoother.
If only he can keep his eyes away from that scorecard girl there.
Yeah,
you know, that's kind of tough to do sometimes.
That may be a key in this match.
Well, I didn't say that their concentration would be tested.
Okay, here we go.
Well, Ralph will be all set now. Rack number 2, just gathering his concentration. He's got much like a golfer approaching a putt, he's got a routine that he goes through. Winding it up now. Suke to break, leading 1-0.
And a few people out there think that they're breaking the ball softly. You're right. And on this particular table, it has been proven best that you break the balls around the speed they've been breaking them with, because players who have been breaking the balls around 12 to 13 miles per hour have been more productive. Now, what you see is really what's happening.
You know, it's amazing that neither one has made a ball, because I think we've been watching on the same table. I've seen 2 or 3 matches on this table, and normally balls are going in on the break. The corner ball seems like goes in, the one on the side many times, and that's 2 breaks. Nothing has gone in, so we may have to see a change in the speed of the break, possibly.
Well, Alex was very successful in breaking against Strickland, and that was one of the keys to his victory.
And the same with the earlier match also with Rodney Morse.
You notice he's wearing that visor again. The lights, the TV lighting here actually bothered him. He's got a pretty short haircut and not much in the way of eyebrows to cover those eyes. And when he was getting down, he felt like the lighting was very distracting, a little too bright.
Okay, he's laid rather awkwardly on the 2, Jim. Mike, he's straight in on the 2. Yeah, he can follow the cue ball down here. Should he stop around right here and maybe cut the 3 in, or should he continue on and try to follow, playing the position for the 3 on the short end, playing it in position for the other pocket?
I think he's actually looking. He might possibly actually be looking at the side pocket, because the way the shot looks to me, he could do one of those 2, or he could also hit it extremely hard, try and bounce off the same rail. Therefore, the jar might come into effect. He's liable to miss the 2. He's actually looking for the side pocket. If he can roll the 2 on the side, he probably has an easy run out with the 3, or at least easy position. And I believe he's playing it in the corner, though. He's going to follow the cue ball up.
Side pockets are so small. He's going to try to follow it up, playing the short side, position for the 3 on the other side of the
actually,
table.
he got pretty well on that shot. The 4 is right there. Is that correct?
That's the 4, the pink 4, Mike, but he's still got a little work to do with this rack. And this is the first chance we've seen Alex at the table where he's facing makeable balls.
Now, the key ball in this rack, Jim, is the 4 to the 5. This is the key ball right here. You would like to attain an angle on the 5 about right here, because if you notice, the 6 is right here. And considering where he's left himself, it's going to be awfully difficult for him to get to that position.
And this shot is missable. I mean, if he makes this, it would be a great shot, but this is not an easy shot. And the position, he's got to kind of cut it in the corner. The angle's a little bit more severe than he would like. But we'll see what happens. These are the tester shots, especially in the beginning. This is actually his opening shots. He hit it perfect.
And he applied a nice, solid stroke on that shot as well.
Yeah, he looked pretty good on that shot. I think he's very relaxed, because his first couple of rounds today, he was a little jittery. He won. He beat 2 great players. And I think his nerves may be a little more settled, and therefore you're going to see the result, a much better player.
Tricky shot coming up here, gentlemen. Very tricky shot.
And that looks pretty good.
He got the maximum from his effort there, Jim.
Yeah.
Couldn't have controlled that cue ball any better than that.
And this game is the cue ball control. A lot of people think the shots, it's like that funny saying, a guy runs 100 balls and every shot was easy. Well, that's actually the idea. In a 9-ball, when the shots look this easy, you know a guy's playing great. Because sometimes the shots are much longer than you would like.
All right. I tell you, from the first 2 games, I think both of these players have come prepared to play. They both look really smooth out there on the table.
It was important for Pagulayan to respond to Souquet's finish, and he looks like doing just that. Got the long draw shot on this 8.
Maybe someone forgot to tell him that he's in the finals of U.S. Open on pay-per-view and live of maybe, you know, hundreds of thousands of people. I mean, come on, you know.
Ice water running through his veins, Billy.
He looks good. Comes off the point a little. That's always nice. Instead of froze on the rail, that made a difference.
That always helps.
Nine deposited, and the Lion roars. Alex Pagulayan 1-1 with Ralf Souquet, and he will break in rack number 3.
And that's so true, Jim. The Lion does roar, and he has roared now for 11 consecutive matches. Almost what you consider a journey from the loser side of this tournament.
Yeah, what a path to this final. Unbelievable. He sits waiting, the ball's being racked, and there you go, confirmation. Rack number 3 on its way. This is it. This is the final. This is what they all came to see. A packed house here at the Conference Center in Chesapeake, Virginia. From the rafters, they're hanging to watch this match.
Ball's pushed up there with the Sardo type rack, huh, Jim?
Yes, a perfect rack each and every time, Billy.
I wonder what's going to happen with the speed here.
Alex Pagulayan all set to break now. Rack number 3. Scored deadlock 1-1, a softer break, and he's got the wing ball.
Yeah, that's the speed that he wants to hit the break with. He pocketed, I think, 2 balls on the break, and very quickly a tester into 1, Mike. He's laying almost.
Yeah, he's got a pretty thin cut shot on the 1, but the 2 is actually laying in a good position. You see the 2, the blue ball's kind of out in the center of the table near the side pocket. He can cut the 1 in. He's either going to hit it pretty hard, go back and forth, or softly, and probably wind up playing the 2 on the side. So he just has to concentrate on making this. And he hit that absolutely perfect.
Well, not only did he hit it perfect, but also look at the speed of the 2 ball. It looks like that he's ended up in an ideal position on the table to pocket the 2 and just naturally roll down here for position for the 3. And the 3 is one of the key balls in the rack.
That was a great shot right there. I mean, you couldn't hit that any better.
Well,
he's still looking, taking his time. Excuse me, Jim, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, Mike, he's diminutive in stature, but he'll be growing in confidence.
And the 2 to the 3 to the 4 to the 6 is where all the work is in this rack. If he's able to deal with those first 4 balls, 2, 3, 4, and 6, the remainder of the rack should play rather routinely.
Boy, that was a little different than I thought he would play that. He has a pretty severe angle there on that 3 ball.
Obviously concerned with clearing that 8.
Yeah,
but,
he came up
cleared
a little
it by
higher.
a long ways, didn't he?
Yeah, he sure did. And this is going to be a little tricky shot. Billy, what do you think is going to happen here?
Well, this is where he needs to be for the 6, okay? In order to get there for the 6, he would like to get somewhere in this area here for the 4. How is he going to get there? I don't know.
He might have to go around the table. I'm not even sure what's going to happen here. And that's exactly what he's done. 2, 3 rails.
Watch the side pocket.
No, I think he's okay, but...
He's okay in terms of being able to pocket the 4, but coming up with a shot on the 6 may be the problem here.
And he's got an extremely difficult shot on the 4 ball. I think this is tough to cue. He's got a bad angle, and just pocketing the 4, I think, is going to be a tough shot.
I like this shot here with the cue ball. It's not really a simple shot by any means, but it's very, very makeable, and I do believe he can control the cue ball and execute this particular type of a shot.
No, that was a very difficult shot. I think froze on the rail, the angle. I think he's a little unlucky he actually froze on the rail. And that's the kind of a shot, to be honest with you, I don't think anybody had to make that ball. That was pretty tough.
And into a blind pocket, Mike, as well. He was looking away from the pocket. That didn't make the shot any easier either.
I wouldn't let that bother me at all, because that's the kind of a shot. If he's off the rail just a 1/4 of an inch, the shot is much easier.
Yeah, anybody can miss that shot.
Right.
Take notice of the position of the 7. That precludes him from going forward. So he's going to probably have to try to pull it in between the 7 in the 9-ball playing position for the 6, either in the side or up the far corner.
And let's see what Ralph does.
This will be the shot, though, that really will be the key to victory or defeat in this one. This 4-ball, a good positional shot, and it's going to be smooth sailing for Souquet.
Difficult shot. That's why he's come off of it twice now.
Yeah, I think the shot, the angle to me looks like it lays well, because of course from here it's tougher to see. And I don't think he's hit that as well as he would like.
No,
not
he
at
didn't.
all.
No, he didn't.
Not at all.
A lot of work in front of Souquet here, Jim.
I'll give you a tip, fellas. I think you'd like to have it over again.
Boy, that was a little uncharacteristic. I thought, to me, it looked like Billy. It looked like he kind of draw the ball like in between the 6 and kind of slide to the rail instead
Looked like he let go of the cue too soon.
Yeah,
Well,
something.
whatever he did, I'm sure at this point he doesn't like it.
Yeah.
But he's such a resilient player,
Right.
and
Terrific shot maker.
yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see him do well from this position, even though it's very, very difficult.
Yeah, Earl, on the other hand, let's look at a guy like Earl. You know, he'd be looking somewhere. Who knows? Ralph has not changed his expression like the ball's hanging. So that's something that's very tough to play against a guy that feels like that.
Also, Earl would have played the shot 5 minutes ago.
You're true. Look at this great shot.
That's a
and I think it's
beautiful
perfect.
shot. That's talking about a top shelf shot.
And look at the position.
My.
Huh? How do you like
Listen
that
to the
shot?
applause. Whew. That
Boy.
says it all here.
There was a great shot.
Comeback shot from Souquet, and talk about getting out of jail and retrieving the situation.
Exactly. How you like me now?
Well, this is why he's won so many matches. You see how well the guy's playing. I mean, it's easy to run out if you're playing well when the balls lay easy, but in situations like that, when you keep coming with the runouts, that's the reason why he's been winning so much.
Imperturbable. I mean, it doesn't allow anything to bother him. And like Mike mentioned, if Strickland was in that situation, you know, it might have been a different result.
Exactly
but
right.
This guy here is cool.
Yeah.
He's a cool cat.
This 9 for a 2-1 advantage. It's in the bank now. Ralph the Kaiser Souquet, 2-1 in front of Alex Pagulayan, and he'll be breaking in rack number 4. Well, there's been a host of champions all week gracing this grounds here, the conference center. And I can tell you that a good friend of mine and the former Moscone Cup team member down on the grounds enjoying this, Kim Davenport. Kim, I'll bet you're enjoying this match. Probably wishing you were out there.
Well, all week, and you know, you have to play exceptionally great for a lot of matches here to get in the finals. So yes, I do wish I was in there, but we're having quite a finals here so far.
Well, and any predictions? Can I get you to get off that fence now and slide your favoritism one way?
I really hate to predict who's going to win or lose this match. They're both great players. Will the pressure of the U.S. Open have the final say-so on the winner? Who knows? I don't think so. I think they're both ready. They've been playing a long time. Looking for a great match within 4-game spread either way.
Well, Kim, I know you've got a terrific seat there, and great to see you down here. And you sit down, relax, and enjoy yourself.
Thank you very much.
Kim
Ralf
Davenport.
Souquet, yeah, he's a great player, Kim. Souquet breaks off now, rack number 4, 2-1 in front.
Made 2 balls on the break.
Very quickly, you know, the 2 balls here, the 3 ball will be the next ball. He'll obviously pocket the 2, float down here for the 3, and the 4 is pocketable in the side pocket. I like to see him get an angle off the 3 to float over here for the 4 on the side, Mike.
You did that well if you can do that much. But I think you are right. I think the 2, I mean, realistically, he's got a great shot on the 2. It's very easy. The 3 ball is right there. The 4, there's numerous things you can do. It's kind of difficult to see from here, but he has a good shot on the, you know, the 1 happened to go on the side, which is predicted, and he's got a great shot on the 2. Well, he deserves this because, well, look what happened. I mean, he made a great run out. You know, came with that 6 ball. That's a champions type shot.
Strong shot, that one. And again, Ralph, not the sort of player to make mistakes.
Yeah, he's got a great game, and I've known Ralph. He's a great guy too. On top of that, he's a very funny guy. I've known him for many years, and he's one of those guys that's really well liked on the pro tour.
It looks like he's attained a straight and angle on the 3, and if that's what he has, he'll just stop the ball there for position for the 4.
Yeah, I think the 4 probably clears in the side pocket, and it must because that's where he is. So he's looking pretty good here, Billy.
I think he's looking better than pretty good. What do you think, Jim?
I think I'd like to have a ticket on 3-1.
I tell you. And he's wearing black, too. Now, what player? Was Gary Player on the Pro Golf Tour that wore black because he felt it made him stronger?
Right.
Well, I've seen a lot of Ralf Souquet playing in Europe, obviously, and He's been a European Moscone Cup team member that Kim Davenport has had to confront many occasion. And Ralf is just the kind of player you always like to have your money on because you feel like you're getting a good run for your money, and you can never ask any more than that.
Yeah, that's very well put, Jim. I mean, if I had to put my money on any player, it would be a Ralf Souquet. Every time he comes to the post, you know he's going to put forth his best effort.
He got a little careless on this particular shot. I think he's got a little bit more angle than he would like when he played the 4 on the side. I think he could have got better on this 5 ball. So he has a little bit of work left. He's got a little work. He's going to have to slide to the side rail. There you go. Again, because he did that, now he may have a little funny situation from the 6 to the 8.
No reason to do anything with the cue ball. He'll just probably draw it back a foot or so, playing position for the 8 in the lower left-hand corner. Deal with it from that position.
Right. Yeah, he looks pretty confident. You can tell by the way, you know, a lot of times he's kind of shooting over his thumb. I don't know if you've noticed that or not. A lot of times, you know, when you're really what we call dabbing and are playing well, a lot of times it's the over-the-thumb stroke, you know.
Thumbs. Very interesting that you'd bring out thumbs, Mike. I noticed that, Billy, you're laughing already.
I was waiting for
you
this.
should never have told me this one. My colleague, Mike Sigel, folks, just to let you know, he wrote these 2 finalists' names on his thumb so he wouldn't forget who was out there. That's beautiful. I couldn't let you live that one down.
That's a trade secret of people that are commentating now. You're not supposed to tell the public that.
It was a trade secret.
Well, Ralf Souquet eyeing up this 9 for a 2-game cushion, and there it is. Ralf Souquet 3-1 now in front of Alex Pagulayan. He'll be breaking in rack number 5, but Souquet looking rock solid in this U.S. Open final.
Rock solid, to say the least. Hasn't made one mistake in any area of the game.
Yeah, both players, and the other player also is, you know, he hasn't made any dramatic mistakes, with the exception of nothing going on the break. They both really, he had that one unfortunate shot, but right now they both look like they're playing well.
Yeah, Pagulayan goes on to lose this match. When he goes home, some of the people probably say to him, "What did you do wrong?" He's going to say, "I didn't make a ball in the break."
Yeah, I mean, you know, I always like playing. I mean, to be honest with you, if I played and played well and lost, I felt much better than if I played bad and lost. You know, everybody, all champion players feel similar to that.
Well, Ralf Souquet looking like he's given a very good account of himself, certainly if early indications prove anything. He's all set to break off now in rack number 5, 3-1 in front of Alex Pagulayan. Got the wing ball.
Boy, he made that.
Looks like he's finished on the 1.
Ooh, baby.
And you have to like the speed that he's breaking the balls with. Look at the position on the 1. Absolutely perfect in terms of not only pocketing the 1, but also attaining a nice shot for the 2 ball, which is right here.
These are ominous signs right now for the young Canadian, 24 years of age, and he's spending a little time in his chair.
This is something we really did not see much of in the earlier matches, where someone, what we call stringing racks together. Correct? I mean, the guys were either making balls once in a while but not getting shots. Ralf has kind of got a little roll going here. He's made balls. He's getting opportunities. And that even builds up a lot more confidence, you know, as well as the guys are playing. When you get a lot of opportunities, your game really becomes much more fluid. You feel a lot more confident.
Okay, why there was so much indecision out there on the 1 is because the lie of the 4, this ball right here. This is the 4 ball here. The 7 blocks the pocket. The 9 blocks the pocket. So therefore, he has to end up somewhere over here or over here for position. How is he going to get there, Mike, from where he's left himself?
It looks like what he's going to do is he has the angle to follow off the rail, the bottom rail as we're seeing it here. Probably slide across, either hope he doesn't hit the 9. I believe he's not going to try and want to hit the 9. He's hitting the rail, and he's just going to go just under the 9, and he is actually pretty good.
Not bad. He actually threaded the needle by going in between the 5 and the 9. Either hit it too softly or not hard enough.
Exactly right, exactly right. And I'm saying the thing is, though, he can hit the ball, and he's not exactly straight in, but his shot is still pretty good. He can actually play the 4 up in the corner. The 5 is, he either can hit the 9 or slide by the 9 and play the 5.
Playing the 4 in the corner, sliding over here for position on the 5, probably better off sliding over here.
Right.
But that's about the area on the table where he'll want to end up.
And he's missed it. No, he did not miss it.
Because of the pocket speed that he hit the shot with. Okay, he's intelligent enough of a player to realize that if he hits it with a certain speed, he will then widen the pocket. That's what he's done, and that's why he got rewarded with the ball.
But no change in facial expression whatsoever.
Exactly.
And that one did wipe its feet before it left the playing surface.
Yes, it did a couple times.
And yeah, more than that. He still has a little problem here. I mean, it's not automatic because the cue ball's near the rail. He can't cue it as well as he would like. The 9 may come into play, or the 8. So let's see. And he's threaded the needle, as we would call it. He didn't want to hit it too hard to go behind the 8, but yet he didn't want to hit the 9 on the way up. So he actually has settled for a shot, what we call a longer straight-in shot. But if he makes it, he figures to win the game.
Make no mistake about it. What he's doing is not easy, even though it appears that it is.
Yeah, of course.
By no means is it easy. Thread the needle, you know, making tough shots. It's not easy.
Right. He's executing everything perfectly.
Mike, he is. And you know what else he's doing? He's keeping the game simple. He's limiting the movement of the cue ball. He doesn't mind leaving himself distance. Again, a sign of a confident pool player.
Right. And that's, you know, the way I always looked at it. I didn't care really how long I was, so long as I had the correct angle. And I think that is really the correct way to play the game.
That's an excellent point you brought up there, Jim. Even though he's sacrificing distance, okay, he can make the tough shot because he knows he's prepared in terms of execution. Keeping the right angle is so important. Make the game play simple. That's exactly what he's doing.
Yeah, and if you can get closer to the ball, that's just a plus, you know. But I think having to make the ball, the object ball, and not making the cue ball do something different than it really wants to do is really the key to this game. I mean, I give lessons to people here and there, and they ask me, how do you play position? I go, well, get the right angle and hit it. I mean, it's basically, it's kind of, you know, along those lines.
Yeah, I like to take a lesson off of you. Get the right angle and hit it. Okay, boss, how about this?
Well, he's got to go the wrong side of this 8, so it's up and down the table and back for the 9 here. But this shouldn't pose any problems for Ralf.
Just routine for Suke, the Kaiser.
And he has actually wound up pretty well on this ball. Well, the speed, again, he is really used to these, you know, these kind of conditions. He's grew up with this, and some of the American players struggle a little bit with the speed, but he is, you know, very attuned to this.
Well, the 9 down again, a familiar sight. Ralf Souquet now 4-1 in front of Alex Pagulayan and completely dictating the pace here at the Chesapeake Conference Center. And well, the break is really the key to success. And you know something? I don't know anybody that breaks the balls any better than Shannon the Cannon Dalton. And I understand we've got him standing by. Shannon, I hope you're enjoying yourself down there.
It's been a great event so far. I mean, I don't see what else you could ask for. It looks like very exciting finals, everything you could ask for so far.
Just kind of wishing that you were probably out there playing, as I know all the players are.
Yeah.
I'd like to ask Shannon one quick question. This is Mike. When are you going to come down to Florida and bass fish with me? That's what's on my mind.
I've got some tournaments scheduled there, Mike. In about a month, I'll be down for sure.
And make sure, because we catch big ones. Don't worry.
I know.
And Shannon, now you've been putting in lots of practice. You got some tournaments in your schedule coming up?
Yes, I mean, as far as my tournaments or as far as tournaments to play in?
Well, either. You've got some tournaments of your own that you're running?
Yes, I've got a full schedule already booked till March now already.
No better time to plug them than now, Shannon.
Correct. I mean, I guess it'd be the best time you could pick, but as far as tournaments go, I guess that I'm going to play in the UPA Championship and definitely the Louisville tournament coming up in January and Brady's tournament back here in January also.
Well, you know something, Shannon, it's fantastic that a lot of you guys stick around and support your players and watch these matches. It shows everybody the dedication that all you top professionals have, and I personally want to thank you for being here this evening and enjoying this match with us.
Thank you, Jimmy. I appreciate it very much.
Well, Shannon Dalton, one of the true pros, guys, and I can tell you one thing. When the table needs a good break, there's no one better to call on than the Cannon. Ralf Souquet now all set. He's 4-1 in front. He'll be breaking off in rack number 6, looking to increase that lead even further. But he needs a ball off the break.
And he's got 2 balls, the 1 on the side, the 3 in the corner. The 2 ball will be the ball he'll be shooting next out. The 7 rolls a little bit further, he won't be able to pocket it. So very quickly, the 2 ball, and I do believe the next ball will be the 4 ball, which is positioned right here. The 2 in the corner, 2 cushions over here for the 4 in this corner. The rest of the rack, maybe with the exception of the 8, should play rather routinely, Mike.
Yeah, he's, again, he has a great opportunity. He's got a nice angle on the 2. he just has to concentrate on the speed. His angle is absolutely perfect to go 2 cushions. He just has to concentrate on the speed to normally try and come out in the center of the table. I think that's the smartest play he can do. And that's what he's looking at. He has a great opportunity. I mean, it's pretty nice to see when guys string racks together. They get the opportunities, they make balls and get shots.
Well, when you make 2 balls on the break, it just seems like you have more of an opportunity because there's less balls on the table, less traffic, and usually easier, more simple patterns.
And he's actually hit this shot perfectly. The 4... Well, the only thing he really has to be concerned about is the 6 ball, the green ball. It looks like to me, Billy, you can kind of maybe give a demonstration.
Well,
there,
this is the 6 ball here. I look for him to pocket the 4 and then go this way with the cue ball, either ending up over here or even possibly over here.
Right. Oh, take the 6 totally out of play.
Yeah,
right.
Don't even fool with the 6 here.
Right.
There's no reason to do that.
Right.
But he may go 2 rails around the 6, playing for the 5 in the side.
Yeah, the angle is a little tricky to see. He may go under the 6, which is exactly what he did.
Now watch out.
Look at this. Look how well he is playing.
I mean that's really remarkable how well he's actually playing and also weighing up situations.
Right.
As Ralph is going through the motions here, I'm thinking back, what exactly did Alex do wrong?
Nothing.
He didn't make a ball on the break, Jim.
I'm going back to that one real tough shot that anybody in the world could have missed. Other than that, he's sitting in the chair. I mean, you got to remember, people don't realize watching this that Alex doesn't have to shoot again. I mean, that is not out of the realm of possibility. I'm sure that Ralf Souquet has run 10 racks plus, and like most of the top players, so that's why there's so much pressure in this sport. You never know when you're going to get an opportunity.
And also, Mike, you and I talked a couple days ago about how mentally tough you have to be when you prepare yourself, because that's just how difficult it can be. You don't have to make a mistake, and all of a sudden you find yourself glued to a chair.
Yeah, I mean, I analyze this like golf. I mean, there's guys out there shooting. A guy could shoot, let's say, 65, never have a chance to win, and that's what happens in pool. You could play perfect and lose. I mean, and that's the tough part about this sport.
Well, Ralph is really making this look a lot easier than it is, folks, I promise you.
Textbook.
That's for sure. Always on the right side of the ball as he is now.
Yeah.
Notice after pocketing the 7, the cue ball will then, and this is the optimum word, naturally go toward the 8.
Right. And see, a lot of people at home would say, well, I could have played the 6 and got kind of straight on the 7 for like an easier shot that you think you can't miss. But ideally, this is the correct position. Make the 7, the cue ball just naturally floats to our left and should lay right on the side rail, and that's exactly what he's done. And it looks effortless. When you see a good player, when he gets in line, they go, boy, that looks easy, until you try it at home.
Right. But it's so difficult to know where the right angle is and to get there with consistency.
Right.
And you're watching a man who's been doing it since the match began.
Yeah, he's very impressive. Like I said, he's won about 25 to 30 matches in a row without a loss. I would say that's pretty impressive.
That speaks volumes in itself, especially against the type of fields that he's been facing, Mike.
Yeah, these fields are very difficult. You got 200 guys in a tournament. There's a lot of guys that can beat you, and just actually, to me, the idea is just getting to the last 2 or 3 matches is a trick in itself. I mean, from that point on, who knows what's going to happen?
Well, Ralph looking at this 9 as he has so often, pockets it, and with it, securing a 5-1 lead now over Alex Pagulayan.
You're definitely seeing 9 ball at its finest right now, Jim. All balls are going into the center of the pocket with the exception of the balls where he has to cheat the pocket, if you will, in order to gain a favorable angle for his next ball.
Well, Ralph just isn't doing anything wrong, but there's the results that have seen him through to this final. And remember, he is unbeaten to this stage, winner of the A side. But look at those. He's only really had that one 11-9 against Strickland. Well, there's an 11-8 against Ramil Gallego, too, another great player.
Another real fine player from the Philippines.
And how about an 11 goose egg there? Is that what I'm seeing? 11-0 he beat somebody. That's pretty unusual to beat somebody 11-0.
Right.
But he really has been in terrific form all week. And why should we be surprised we see him here? But look at Alex. We talked earlier, and when we were out there presenting this program, 11 in a row to this stage after that loss. And the loss to Shannon Dalton there, 11-9, and then count them up, folks, 11 in a row.
And those are all pretty tough matches.
Look at that win over Earl Strickland, though.
How about Danny Harriman, 11-1?
That's amazing there, Harriman, 11-1.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, and he was tested a few times. You can see against Troy Frank, just winning on the hill, and also Ronnie Elcano. So, and Menino, as you talked about earlier. I mean, Alex is he's had his share of adversity in this final, or leading up to this final. But man, oh man, what a performance to find himself on center stage here.
And he will be heard of again before this match is over.
Right. Well, you know, even still, you know, like he was saying before in his interview, you have to play well and get a little fortunate. You know, when those close matches come up, those 10-10s, it's a feather in your cap when you happen to, you know, it could be either way. And he won a couple of those, and that's put him in the spot where he is today.
Well, the Kaiser holding court. And right now, all set to break off in rack number 7. He's already 5-1 in front and in cruise control here. It's the U.S. Open final, a race to 13 games.
And look at this. Ooh.
Okay, very quickly, the 8-ball now is in front of the pocket, which precludes the 1 from being pocketed in that pocket.
Yeah.
You know, so Pagulayan steps to the table without a shot, but he does have his safety.
That's just how the game goes, though, isn't it?
Yeah, I think.
You know, you're in your chair for a long time. You come to the table. And
Zero.
Nothing there.
Yeah, I mean, the guys would say, you know, they go, okay, you know, win the game. And you go, well, I don't have a shot. How can I win the game from this position?
I don't know from the angle that he's left that he can do this. I'm going to draw something quickly, see if it's possible. Maybe someone can comment on it. We have some stats that we're going to be putting up. Look at
Just
Suke.
have a look at Ralf Souquet.
Shooting 1,000 on a TP.
That's
Only
perfect.
Perfect, yeah.
Perf.
And meanwhile, Alex Pagulayan, 887.
Yeah.
You wouldn't believe he's 5-1 behind.
Watch it, watch it. Whoa.
Okay, now Pagulayan has opted to push down deeply into that pocket, and I do believe he's going to have to shoot from his position. Suke's taking a look at it. I don't see anything I would like, so therefore he'll probably have to shoot or give it back to Pagulayan.
Well, the push out, just for those at home may not understand it, that is a perfectly legal shot only following the break. It's a bit of a gambling shot, really, because with Alex pushing out, Ralf Souquet has the option of either accepting this shot, shooting it, or putting Alex Pagulayan back in.
Exactly right.
So this is the only time in a game that a player can push. That is the shot after the break. So therefore, that's the only time in the game a player can push. The player that pushes is usually at a disadvantage. That gives the incoming player an option. Anytime you give away options, you're at a disadvantage.
Right. And in this position, really, Alex kind of has his hands full here.
Yeah, he's giving it back to him. He's put Alex back in, so Alex has to take this shot.
I guess Ralph didn't like that situation.
I don't like it, and I'm in the
well,
commentary
you know, this wouldn't be too bad, crossing the 1, sending the cue ball over here, possibly in back of the 8. Maybe he likes that shot.
I don't know if that shot, well, I guess it did lay pretty well. I didn't see that angle either.
Hey.
I'm sure Ralf Souquet saw that but didn't like it, but he hit that shot absolutely perfect. Because if he mishits the 1 in any way, he could have scratched, he could hit the 1 bad. And that's why Ralph gave the shot up, but obviously that wasn't the right thing to do.
Well, look at the gap of colors that he took the 1 through. How precise was that?
When I took another look at the situation, I was surprised to see that Ralph did pass the shot back to Alex because that shot was available.
Right.
And when you consider how well his execution is, you know, he's been hitting everything so accurately, you would have thought that perhaps he should have taken the shot.
Well, there's another way to look at it, just like Irving Crane, a great player that I learned a lot from. And you know what he told me? He said, make him earn it. So obviously, maybe Ralph thought, well, you know, maybe the guy hasn't hit a ball in a while. Maybe he could have made a mistake, but he didn't.
Well, I kind of like the way I'm playing, so therefore, if I can do it, let me go ahead and do it. I've been doing it so far. I'll keep it going.
Well, Ralph's hit this shot perfect.
Well,
I mean, like, who didn't know that? I mean, how do you like them apples?
Yeah, right. you know, when you play well, I find this happening a lot. When you play well, the balls like you.
Right.
So they stay loyal to you. It was when you start missing a few, you start getting the bad rolls.
Look what he did here. Now he's right behind the pink ball. But the thing is, we were talking about this earlier, he kicked the ball with the speed in mind to get this result. And Billy, obviously you realize this. You're one of the greatest kickers in the game today. Alex has hit the shot.
Wow, look at this. Look at this.
These players are firing rockets at each other right now. Neither one of them willing to give an inch.
I'll tell you, the people here at Chesapeake are really getting treated to something special right here.
Right.
Whatever you can do, I can do better.
And this is a tough hit because he can't go to the side rail where the orange ball is. I don't believe he can go to that rail and hit the 1. He has to kind of manufacture a different angle. and try and hit the one, the yellow ball, Billy. Where's he going with
he's
this?
looking over here, but I don't think that's available.
Right.
Now, this is available high in this rail with left-hand English, maybe spinning, but he only got a half of a ball to hit.
Or going up table,
Now, he can go 1, 2, 3 cushions and hit it maybe this way, but that's kind of bizarre. I don't know. You're saying up table reverse and coming back this way?
He could go also this way here. Kind of come like this. I think that's probably.
That's a heck of a massé shot, that one there, Mike.
Yeah.
I think that's the way he's going.
Yeah, that's the way he's going. That seems to be the only legitimate chance.
I mean, I don't see any other. In this shot, and he hit it.
No,
he almost
didn't.
hit it.
Such a very difficult position he was left in.
I didn't see any other way to really hit that shot. Did
The
you?
only shot he had, and that might not even have been available without spinning the white. Now, cue ball in hand for Alex, and this is the chance he waited for, but he worked hard to get it.
Who's at the table?
Alex is
I haven't
finally at
seen
the
this
table,
guy in
right?
a
I hope he
while.
remembers the rules.
Well, let's go back to this now. This is the balls are open. He has cue ball in hand, right? And let's hope that Alex takes advantage of this because it's a message here. The score right now, I believe, is what is the score?
5-1.
5-1.
And really, Alex can't afford to fall any further behind. Not the way Ralf Souquet is playing.
No, not at all. And so I think the balls are open, Billy, right or wrong. I mean, realistically, he should have a decent opportunity with cue ball in hand, too.
The key ball on the rack is the 3-ball right here. If he can attain a shot on the 3-ball, the remainder of the balls are laying rather routinely on the table. Perhaps this particular position right here with the cue ball off of the 1.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to the side rail.
That 3 will be the key ball for victory, Billy. I agree with you.
And he looks like he's laying pretty good.
He's on the thin side, but that's not bad because after pocketing the 2, then he should go toward the 8.
Right, somewhere in that area, and I think that's the right way to shoot it. That looks perfect.
Yeah.
I think that's perfect.
Yeah, he's executing very well himself.
He's a little further than he would have liked, I believe. Just a little. He's got a little bit more angle on the 3.
But he has options, Mike.
Right.
This was very, very workable.
Right.
You can't afford to miss from this position, not in the final of the U.S. Open. Not if you're going to be hoisting the hardware when it all clears.
And not playing the Kaiser. That's for sure.
I think Alex also understands the importance of the situation right now.
He was looking at following the 3-ball, but he backed up because he thought perhaps the 9 may be in the past. So therefore, he was reevaluating the situation. It's very good for him to do that. He's a young player. He has a lot of savvy about himself.
And he's got a rock-solid game to boot.
Notice how closely the cue ball came to the 9.
Oh, he's good on that ball.
He's in perfect position on the 4. The balls are laying really nicely over the table, and he has to stay focused, Mike.
Right. I mean, I think it's a key game. I mean, right now we're watching. He's kind of really made the trouble shots right now, and the balls, there is really no such thing as routinely. I found that out in pool, but he does have a big advantage to run out, but I think he has to run out this particular game to keep it close is what I believe. If he shows some weakness or something in this position, I think Ralf is going to have a little easier time of it.
The 6 to the 7 will be the key for the remainder of the rack here. That seems to be the only problem area, if you will, that he has left on the table.
And such a experienced head on young shoulders, too. It's so impressive, his demeanor around the table. He sat in his chair and watched Suke play virtually flawless and comes out and opens the door with an opportunity, a couple terrific safety shots and kick shots, and this is what confronts Pagulayan now, and he's got to put pay to this effort.
And that's an excellent point you brought forth there, Jimmy. Watch Suke play absolutely flawlessly. Hard act to follow.
Let me see where he got on this ball now. Can you see? He's got a little bit of an angle, right? Oh, yeah, he's perfect. He can draw. He's just got to be concerned about the 8-ball.
Exactly. The 8-ball's a big ball.
And
the 8-ball's a big ball.
Watch it.
The 8-ball's a big ball, and I think it's got him.
Oh, I can't believe he did that. I can't believe, that's, what the thing is, I've been playing this sport for many, many years, and, people at home saying, what's the odds on that? But you know what? As soon as he landed on the 6 where he was, I would have made sure that the worst I did was draw past the 8 to the rail and out. Then you got that 2-foot advantage.
The only thing that could have killed you is landing straight on the 7, but you had to take that chance.
Yeah, I mean, I think he still could make this rail first, but he made and he was perfect on the 6.
Well, I think the fear of scratching in the corner pocket actually persuaded him not to draw past the 8.
He made it.
Excellent shot.
Well, so all that was mute.
Yeah. Killer shot there, huh?
That was a great shot there.
That's a psychological body blow. Suke probably thought he was going to be getting out of his chair. That could be good on two counts, really.
That's why they call him the Lion, Jim.
Yeah, and that shot was
he bites you before he eats you.
Yeah. Now I think he's really just taking his time to make sure he runs out. I think that's how his composure is right now. You know, I don't think he's nervous. I think he just wants to make sure he runs out.
And run out he did. Alex Pagulayan secures that one. Terrific finish. 5-2, still he trails to Ralf Souquet.
I tell you, we're being treated to some great pool here, Jim. Mike, you know as well as anyone, this isn't easy to do. These guys are really playing way up there. Top shelf 9-ball.
Yeah, there's really no, I mean, I've seen a couple matches where we saw some play that really wasn't quite up to par what we thought. And I enjoy this. See, when I see good pool, I think either player, and look at this shot he does here. He plays rail first, makes the ball, and gets perfect on the 8. You know, in the South, they call that a rail good shot. Did you know?
Rail good shot? Well, keep in mind, that 7-ball was positioned a good 3 inches off that cushion. Wasn't in the big ball position. Very difficult shot.
Yeah, that was a tough shot. He took advantage of it and made it. And I'm glad to see he won the game.
Alex Pagulayan ready now. 5-2 he trails, and very important to try and make headway into that deficit. Got a ball off the break, and he looks like he's got a chance here at the 1.
Well, very quickly, the 1, the 2, and the 3 are no problem at all. The 4 may not be a problem, either the 5 or the 6, but here's where the problem is, the 8 and the 9 later in the rack. But fortunately, the 6 is a good lead ball to the 8.
I'm looking still at the 1 here. You're way ahead of me. I'm looking at the 1 because he has the angle going the other way. Yeah, or is he just going to foul that? Because the 2 looks like I don't know if it's hanging or he has to cut it in.
He'll apply a little inside English, hitting it softly.
Boy, I can't see like I used to.
Well, that's why you retired.
You're right.
You know, not to mention that you're a coward. You don't like to play.
Oh, watch it now. I heard that.
Excuse me.
Listen, guys,
I can only say that because we're friends.
Them's fighting words were Mike's
fighting words there.
Good thing you moved, eh, Mike?
Yeah. Well, I thought I'd give the other guys a chance. You know, I won a lot of events. They may get me back up there.
Yeah, you've always been generous. Even when you were playing, you would like to. When you played someone, it didn't matter who it was. You would like to beat them 11-0.
Yeah, exactly right.
He didn't give anything away. Actually, that's what made you the player that you were, Mike. You just wanted to win every game, regardless of who your opponent was. You know, and that's actually the attitude you have to have.
Right. I mean, if you're playing a guy, you know, a lot of times you'd play someone and you know, the guy is really not up to par. Maybe it's his first tournament. You got the guy buried. You know, he's like praying. I can see it in his face to let him win a game, you know, just to say I won a game. And I would say, no way.
No way.
Took no prisoners.
Sorry.
No. I remember he played some young guy in Joliet, Illinois, in Jim Willard's tournament. Mike had him 10-0. 10-0, okay? And you would think, the guy, it was a local, the fans were rooting for him. Mike wouldn't let him win a game. He wouldn't even, I mean, Mike bared down to beat him 11-0. I mean, that's cold-blooded. Cold-blooded. When I saw you do that, Mike, I really lost a lot of, you really disappointed me. Anyway, he's in perfect line on the 6th, Jim.
Yeah, he's doing the business right now, Alex. I think that he really understood the importance of the situation, how important it was to get out in the last rack, and with a good break here, he knew how important it is to get out here. And I wonder if that 8-9 isn't offered up a combination into the same corner he's playing this 6.
Well, he's got a couple different things. He can go for the 8 in the corner, 8 in the side, or the combo, and I guess I'm assuming that's what he's shooting at.
You've played this game before, haven't you, Jim? Really, seriously, I know you have. You played 9-ball.
You know as well as me, you don't miss any shots from the commentary box.
All right, you run out very well from over here.
Well, you know, I'll tell you what. For 5-3.
It's better beyond, though.
Yeah, I know, because if this is a funny shot, I mean, I can't believe he would see. They actually cut that.
The combination there, and Alex Pagulayan pulls another one back. 5-3, still he trails the Kaiser, Ralf Souquet.
Yeah, Alex realizes that the Kaiser doesn't beat himself. If he's going to win this match, he's going to have to do it himself.
Yeah.
And you won't see that expression on the Kaiser change at all, win or lose. But that combination looked like it had to be made. That 8-9 weren't dead in line.
Yeah, I mean, that was not an easy shot. I mean, I'm surprised that he did that, overplayed the 8 in the side pocket or go for the position, correct? Because that could have been missed.
And where he repositioned the cue ball, you would have thought that he would have been able to get it in a better position for that combination, considering he had to cut the 8.
Yeah, I mean, that was, a lot of times when the balls are kind of stuck together very close, you just hit it, goes in.
Yeah.
That was not the case in that particular shot.
No, it wasn't.
He's still looking at his tip. I got to go back to the other match where he miscued.
That's right, against Strickland.
And it's still on his mind.
He's still talking about it, and he may even be asking whether or not he might get a time allowance if he does run into tip problems. But, well, we'll wait and see. But it's Alex Pagulayan ready to break off now. 5-3 the score line. He trails.
Well, he tried to play the 1 on the side. He didn't pocket the 1 on the side, and he didn't pocket any other balls as well. Therefore, now the Kaiser has an opportunity back at the table. The stats now, the Kaiser 976. That's really burned it up, boy. Pagulayan 938. That's playing extremely well.
Well, 1,000 obviously is flawless.
That's batting average perfect.
Right. So anything, I believe the average today, good match 9. What, Billy? You're more in tune with that.
A good match.
What would be a good match?
Is 850, 860, 870.
Really?
A great match is 900, 910, 920. Anything over 920 is really, really playing exceptionally well. But very quickly, look at the foot spot where the 4 and the 9 are positioned. You can see all balls are in the open with the exception of the 4 and 9. The 3 is next to the right-hand side pocket, so therefore, how do you deal with this type of a situation?
The key shot here is really going to be positioned from the 2 to the 3. If he leaves himself the angle to drop on that 4 that looks to be available to the left side pocket as we look,
he made a nice shot there.
Then it should be easy.
He may try and break it out with the 3, possibly a slight angle and draw into the 4-9, or he may elect to bank the 4. It may actually go in the side pocket. It's difficult to see from here, right, Billy?
I think that if he attains his angle on the 4, I think it may have enough room to be pocketed in the side.
Yeah, so let's see what he does.
I think this shot will tell a story. And he's left himself a little angle on the 3.
He's actually got a nice angle.
He can drop right onto it if it goes there, Billy, and that's what I thought he might do, but
or he may go for a bank shot. He may go for a bank shot.
No,
it's really from here it's tough to see if it goes or not.
He's looking at it now. If it doesn't go into the side pocket, I look for him to try to break loose the 4 from the 9. But if it goes into the side pocket, which I do think it goes into the side pocket, he'll follow it behind the 4.
Okay, so he looks like he's got the perfect angle. And he's a little shy of where he wanted to go, as obviously as you can see.
Now the hit becomes questionable. So therefore, really, Pagulayan should ask Scott Smith to take a real close look. But he is at the table now because this hit could be questionable.
Yeah.
That's how. That's the angle that he's ended up with. He could pocket the 4 with a bad hit as well.
Yeah, and if he makes the 4, I think the rest of the balls, 5 and 6, are kind of right near the pocket. So he's looking pretty good if this happens to go in. So he's looking at this very, very close.
Yeah, let's get a real good shot of those 2 balls before he hits them. Get a real close look at them.
Key shot, this one.
No, it was no question, right? The way he shot that. So he is, and again, he looks very solid at the table. I mean, even the 1, I mean, we're looking at the 3 and 4, we're looking ahead, but, he had to kind of cut the 1 in very easily. He made a nice shot on the 2, had a little bit more angle than he would like. Now, this is actually questionable because the pockets, the way these pockets are cut, a lot of times when 2 balls are like this, there's really not a lot of pocket for the ball to go in. Some of the pockets, the way they flare, so this could be a little tricky.
But you have to like what he's doing. He's taking a lot of time.
See where that ball went in?
On what appeared to be a relatively simple shot.
Right.
But nevertheless, he took a lot of time making sure that he pocketed that shot because it doesn't matter what ball you miss. If it's tough or it's simple, you lose your inning and you may lose the game or even the match because of it.
Now, the way he's been playing, I mean, I could see what's going through his mind. He wants to get out near the center of the table, play the 7 in the pocket, go 2 rails, and he is almost perfect.
Yeah,
he wanted to go a little further, but again, here's the thing. If he makes the 7 and just draws the cue ball 2 rails, he won't scratch and has perfect shape on the 8 if the ball just gets pocketed. It's a little more angle than he would like, but I still feel he'll handle this because the shot lays well.
Yeah, he would have liked to have gotten a little bit closer to the 7.
Right.
And a little further up table into the left where he could have drawn the ball deeply out of the upper left-hand corner, coming down the short angle off that off the side.
Now, he could
rail.
elect just to like cut the ball in natural and maybe kind of go near the side pocket. But I think he's going to draw the ball 2 rails. That's just my
Get to
opinion.
swing it in with the left-hand spin of the white,
Yeah.
and that always helps. He'll play this off the 3 cushions, come down for the 8.
And he's hit it perfect. He's hit it perfect. And there's really no chance of scratching. The players shoot shots like that so often, they know they're going to hit the long rail, the side rail first. So he can hit the shot firm, and I think he's looking pretty good in this particular case.
I'd venture to say that on a shot like that, the player knows within 2 to 3 inches where the cue ball is going to hit off the 3rd cushion.
Right. Yeah, that's a shot we shoot all the time. And he's perfect on the 9. I mean, he's running out textbook. Nothing has changed since he was sitting down.
He's controlling the cue ball to perfection. The 9 down, and that's the reason Ralf Souquet now enjoys a 6-3 lead over Alex Pagulayan. He's looking like a pool-playing robot out there. It's a race to 13, and Souquet back in the driver's seat.
Yeah, unfortunately, Pagulayan really can't do anything about it in his chair. You know, he's played pretty good himself.
Yeah.
And it's a shame to see him being eliminated from this, very, very important tournament, the U.S. Open Championships, as well as he's been playing.
I think this event is the most difficult event to win in the world. It's the U.S. Open. They bar nobody. You pay your money, you come here, and you take your chances. A lot of other top tournaments, well, you have to qualify for them. So the best players don't necessarily get through.
Right.
Here, it's wide open.
Open invitation. If you think you can play, come on down. That's it.
That's exactly what it is, Bill. Well, Ralf Souquet now. Rack number 10. It's a race to 13, remember. He's 6-3 in front. And if he's nervous at all, he's shown no signs whatsoever of it. The break, all important.
Well, there goes
Excellent
the
speed
one.
of the break. The 1 on the side,
Watch
he's
it.
been pocketing the 1 on the side with really regularity here, Mike.
And the corner ball.
Uncanny.
Yeah, he's, and again, he has a shot. Now, this is, in my opinion, a tester because
Yes, it is.
it's one of these shots that, well, forget about even the position right now. Let's just look at the shot. It's one of those shots that a lot of times does not cut as accurate as players would like. And,
Mike, this is such a marginal shot in terms of position. Look, he's going to pocket the 2, go to the cushion, and come out here. And there's only a small area where he can get position for the 3, to pocket the 3 on this line here.
Right.
And it's not easy to get the ball there. I don't see any other options.
Unless he hits it with inside English, which is extremely difficult. But if you had to, in my opinion, hitting with the reverse English, in this case, right English, catching the rail, maybe hitting the 9, or actually even go. No,
I don't think he can do that. The angle's too severe.
Well,
he's going to
I
have
don't
to pace this ball very softly and hope he can gain an angle between the 4 and the 9. Extremely difficult shot, Mike. Look what he's doing here.
Oh, he hit it perfect.
I mean, take a look at this shot. Did he get there?
No, he did not.
That's what I was talking about.
Yeah.
Little margin for error on that shot. He hit it too softly.
The shot was extremely tough, the way he shot that shot. Hitting it easy, anything can happen. Ball can skid, slide. It doesn't cut exactly the way you think. And he's really,
he had a couple inches to place that cue ball. That was how small the margin for error was.
Yeah, I think
that was asking a lot.
Awful lot. But considering how well he's been executing, I wouldn't have been surprised if he would have attained the angle that he needed to get.
I like warping it in with the inside English.
Well,
because here's what happens.
Swerving it around the 9?
Well, I don't know. Hit it with inside English. Maybe you come 2 rails, like miss the 9 going to the left, but hit it on the way back. Something like this. I didn't like. That was, as well as anybody can play, that you're talking an inch. Anything could have happened.
Well, Mike, I don't think you saw the angle as it was really lying there. If you hit it with a hard speed, you're going to get a lot of deflection. The cue ball is going to go up table.
Right.
And I don't think you could have gotten it to go back down this way.
Can he jump this? Can
shot.
he jump this? Or no? He's kicking at it.
He's going to hit it with some speed.
He's kicked it absolutely perfect.
He certainly did.
Absolutely perfect.
Yeah, this is starting to get sickening, matter of fact. You watch this, every shot he shoots is perfect.
And
every shot he shoots is perfect.
The speed that he used on that particular, he was trying to do exactly, as you know, what he did. He tried to hit the 3 full. The cue ball stays there. The 3 with speed in mind went 2 rails up table. He's behind 2 balls, and Alex is in big trouble.
Some of the things he's been doing should be illegal.
Yeah, just a terrific shot from Ralf Souquet. Judged the hit perfectly, and more importantly, Mike, and you noted this earlier, the speed that he played the shot.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people ask me about kicking. In other words, hitting the ball, they're trying to hit the ball on a certain spot. He tried to hit it full so the cue ball would stay there, and with the speed in mind where the 3 went 2 rails up table, and you see the result. I mean, and that's just textbook. I mean, there's nothing else to say about it.
I kind of like kicking this way, Mike. I kind of like kicking that way. He's going behind it. Both balls will then go toward the same end of the table, but we're kicking in that fashion. So therefore, he really didn't have much of a future.
I didn't like that kick, and I got a feeling now that he's going to be in a bigger spot because I think Ralf immediately is looking to put the cue ball behind the 5, the orange ball. Don't you think that? Yeah,
he can probably soft draw it behind the 5 with his ability to control the cue ball with a nice soft stroke. Right. I think inevitably he'll then reposition it behind the 5 in some fashion.
I mean, yeah, there's no shot on the 3, the red ball. I mean, Alex hit it, and again, I think you're right too. I think he should have kicked that a little different way because a lot of times when you kick, there's many different ways to kick at a ball. And what happens is Alex actually got lucky that he didn't leave him a shot, but then again, here comes the safety.
Right.
So it's kind of not good in either way. And you see he's going to try and put the cue ball behind the 5, and he's executed it again. Yeah. What do we have to say here? I mean, it's kind of become automatic.
Yeah.
Well, that's just the way that he's playing, though. We're starting to expect the great shots from him.
And you people out there that are watching this, it's not easy. It really isn't. It's not easy at all.
Now, what is going to happen here, Billy? Now, obviously, he's going to go. Now, this is how he should have kicked at the other shot. You kind of like going the 2 rails because now you can.
I don't think. Go ahead, Mike. I don't think he can go long here.
I think if he goes here like this, catches the 3, the red ball, I think there's a good possibility that he could get a good result. If he hits the rail first, the cue ball will slide down the rail, and the 3 should probably maybe stay in that area. He might get lucky here. Let's watch.
Oh,
and exactly what happened.
He may have made it.
Wait a minute. But see where the cue ball wound up? Now, he left Ralf a hit. He can't make it, but the cue ball is in the spot where I thought it would come.
And that's what I thought he should have done the last time.
Exactly right. And that again, this shot looks familiar to me. I don't know what I'm seeing. Well, a lot of times what happens is he didn't. I mean, the key is not leaving Ralf a shot. Even if he can hit it, at least Ralf does not have a shot. Now Ralf again. Now there's a couple options. Now Ralf can bank the 3 ball. He can bank the 3. The 4 is open, and the 3, it's possible. He could bank it in the corner. He's probably going to play a safe.
I like a safe much better than a bank. If you bank it with the speed that you need to bank it with, you're going to be out of line on the 4 when you consider the position of the 5. He's too intelligent of a player to do that. He's going to put the cue ball behind the 5 again, take his chances from there.
I think he's hit it. Perfect again. No, not. Yes, he is perfect. Throws El Frizo. Let's look at this. If the cue ball hits the 5 just even a 1/4 of an inch, he can actually hit the 3, the red ball, but he's stuck behind it. I mean,
Alex has got to feel like he's stuck in the mud with gumboots on.
Yeah, well, these are the kind of, I like this because I watch this stuff.
Well,
and I'm trying
more and more, Alex realizes that this guy's not going to beat himself.
Ever tried ice skating uphill, Bill?
Yeah.
That's exactly the way he's feeling right now. And if he's going to go on to win the Open, he's going to have to win it himself.
Now this kick, he missed it. I wasn't crazy about. What do you think, Billy? You think I would have gone even over the ball? I think I would have gone across
the side
table.
Cushion?
Yeah, because I think you might have got away with something because both balls are going to kind of split.
Most likely, you're going to have to hit one side or the other on the ball, and it didn't matter which side of the ball you hit; they were going to go in opposite directions.
Right.
But let's give Ralf Souquet credit. He just didn't wilt at all. He kept putting the handcuffs on Alex Pagulayan, waiting for the mistake until finally it came.
Persistency shows up, Jim. You know that if you're persistent, it'll pay off, and that's exactly what Souquet was in that instance. There, he was persistent. He wanted to get the Pagulayan behind the ball and gain a shot at the table like the one he has now. And that's what he's done.
Alex is going to, regardless of what happens, he is going to have to earn this match, and Ralf is not going to give it to him, which is the, sign of a great player. I remember myself many times. Usually in this kind of element, if I lost, it was surprising to me because I did many things right, made a lot of balls. I didn't really make any stupid or careless mistakes. And, eventually what happens, your opponent just gets worn down.
He's playing rock solid. He had an option the last time he was at the table to possibly go for the bank on the 3 cross corner, but he says, nah, I'm a solid player.
Right.
If he's going to beat me, he's going to beat me for where I want him to beat me from. And that's where he put him, behind the ball, behind the ball, behind the ball. Whew, it's tough to play from behind the ball.
So now what are we looking at? Draw the cue ball, 2 cushions, kind of out in the center of the table. Is that what he's looking at, or is he going to follow this?
I think he can go 1 cushion like this here.
Follow it
and just
kind of up
here.
like that?
Yeah, I think I can do that.
I think he's going to draw the ball. Let's see what he does. He's going to go 1 rail just as I predicted. I was pretty sure he was going to do that. That's a style, to be honest with you. I never really liked doing that. I would have gone to the right side rail. You know, I would have rather used the angles.
The angle that he has here is a little tricky
Right.
because he's flat.
Right.
He can't really follow it, and it's hard to feel the draw on the shot too. He could force 2 cushions on the upper left-hand corner, or he can go 1 cushion with inside English.
Yeah, he's going inside English, which
See, now
again
that's
is
a little
extremely
funny
tough
angle
shot.
he had there.
Yeah, now
Well, funny angle.
that's the first ball that he really
There's
didn't look at well.
confirmation. At least he's got a pulse.
Yeah, I mean, that's the one shot. You know what he did? He punched it. I saw it in his stroke, and when you punch a shot with inside English, you miss it, and that's exactly what he did. He didn't even get up and down in that shot.
But he had that unfamiliar angle,
Right.
that ugly angle,
Right.
you know, and he really didn't deal with it well.
Right, he was a little unlucky. He got the angle, but then again,
Oh,
Wow.
wow. Come on, Alex. Let's
Alex, let's watch it here.
my.
He almost followed.
Well, I'm not too sure he didn't miss cue.
It's
on
not
that.
game ball.
Even he's laughing. Even he's got
Let's
a
see
little
if he can-
tester here.
Let's see if he can pull himself back together off of that shot.
Yeah, this will be a big shot. If he makes it, he'll be good. But if he misses this, and
Oh,
he made
nicely
it. He made
struck
it.
ball.
He's a little. We still got a little work
Got
going.
a lot
here.
of work to do, Mike.
I like his end of it.
You'd rather be shooting it than sitting in your chair, that's for sure. But
Yeah.
this is missable.
If my name was the Lion.
He made it. Wow.
Not today, Alex Pagulayan, and the crowd's starting to get behind him too. 6-4 the scoreline here in the conference center. Ralf Souquet still in control, but Pagulayan will be breaking off in rack number 11. For Pagulayan, I think, Billy, you hit it right on the head. I think he's got to feel comfortable with the scoreline, and he might still feel like he's got time to pounce.
He certainly does, and that certainly showed in his execution too. Because if he had any doubts out there whether or not he could win.
Pagulayan breaks off now, rack 11, 6-4. But what a horrific miss from Ralf Souquet. Look at this, with all that right-hand spin on the cue ball, it cost him the 7.
Right.
And those are the kind of shots that players do miss. I mean, inside English is probably the most difficult shot in pool.
But Alex Pagulayan rose to the occasion.
This was a great shot right here.
It
That was a great shot.
because he blundered the shot before that
You're right.
because of his own doing. And it's much more difficult for you to make a better shot your next shot if you did it yourself.
Well,
You know,
here
when
we.
you-
Oh, go ahead, Billy.
ahead.
I'm sorry. Oh, I was going to say, now we're going back to this. Ralph's got a shot at the 1 now. Is he going to try and float the cue ball to our left side pocket and hope the 7 doesn't interfere or scratch, or is he going to come down and play the 2 in the opposite pocket? I mean, what's he looking at here?
He's looking, he walked over to this side of the table to look
Right.
to where he had to be, okay? I don't like flirting with the 4. I like cutting the 1 in and going toward the 2 down
Right.
this way here. That's what I like. But of course, the Kaiser knows best.
Right,
He's
the Kaiser
also
knows best.
he's also had a look at the 2-9 combination.
Yeah, and the 1 is a little thin. I like sliding the 1 in with left English. I mean, that's just I would feel more comfortable shooting the shot that
Jim,
way.
you're pretty observant of those combinations, aren't you?
Well, you just never know, though. The natural angle brings the cue ball, but
And
he's
he
played it
has
right up the table.
hit
This
it
is
too hard.
not one of Ralph's better shots, this one.
Well, what do we have here? You know, last time he was at the table, he committed an error.
Right.
The next time he comes back to the table, what happened?
Yeah, another
error.
And those are the
does that
kind
mean
of
something? I don't know. Maybe this
Maybe.
means something. You know, is the Kaiser like unflappable, or is he not? Well, Pagulayan broke the balls 10.6 miles per hour. Without a doubt, the slowest break that I've seen so far, and he didn't get rewarded with a ball because of the weakness of the break, you know.
And I understand, Billy, that he even got a warning for it because what are the rules? A few balls have to go above the side pockets?
Yeah, and they have to, unless balls go in, and you can't just hit them so easy. They're really against that. So there is something in play as far as what happens after the break. And you can get penalized, I guess, a game, or what happens in that situation?
Well, I don't understand the warning. If there's a rule, there's a rule. Is it the rule read? You first get a warning, and if you do it again?
Yeah.
Is it like a fight game where you hit below the belt? They give you a warning, and if you do it again, they take a point away? No, the rule should read, if 2 balls do not pass the side pocket, it's a foul.
Right.
Incoming player has ball in hand. That's the way the rule should read. No, ball in hand for Pagulayan.
Some mistakes are starting to creep into Ralf Souquet's game. There's no reason to expect those to materialize, but unfortunately for him, they have, and it's down to Alex Pagulayan to try and take advantage of them.
Let's take a look at the Kaiser in his chair. Somebody take a look at him. Can we get a shot of the Kaiser?
Oh, he's got the head down.
Earl Strickland.
Yeah. Well, you know, he really got well, it's not careless. I think when he shot the one, I believe you can't snooker yourself, right, Billy? I mean, I'd rather miss the one.
There he is. There's the Kaiser. He's trying to get it together. A little bit of a different expression on his face, something that we're not accustomed to seeing, Jim.
Well, the U.S. Open is getting to him. That's, you know, and something else. I mean, like I said, Alex is, he's not weak. I mean, you know, it may reverse. It may show.
Alex is playing strong. Yeah. He's playing strong. This is what he wants to do right here. Pocket to 3, follow the line, ending up where the little circle is at the end of the line for position for the 4. If he can do that, he'll be in perfect line for the 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 8 and 9.
And guaranteed, too, that Alex is such a happy-go-lucky guy.
Billy, how'd you know
won
he was
the crowd over?
Huh? I played a few of these games in the past myself, Mike.
Get out of here. I don't think you have. I think you're just, you know, you run out real well from here, but how do you do it out on the floor? That's what I want to know.
It doesn't much matter, Mike. All I need to do is do it from here.
You didn't think he was bleaching his hair gray, did you, Mike?
Yeah. You know, Billy and I go back. Now, Billy had an opportunity to win a big event in Reno, I remember. Remember the comeback kid? He was actually playing Earl. Earl was on a roll then. It was almost impossible to beat him. And Billy was way ahead of the match, and Earl came back. Billy did nothing wrong. It was just one of those Earl just came back, won like 7. Yeah, he barraged him so bad that Billy was sitting in the chair. He did nothing wrong. He was leading like 8-5. Next thing you know, he loses 11-8, like had no chance. The comeback kid.
In the meantime, talking about a comeback, how about the guy at the table now?
I'm
the little lion.
I think, well, again, today, from what we saw, I really thought it was a big advantage of playing 2 matches. He beat world champion, you know, Earl Strickland and Rodney Morris. He won 2 good matches. I think that kind of got some of the jitters out. And you're seeing the results of that. I think he's very loose. And Ralph, too, is doing the same.
It's like I told you earlier, Jim, you can't sell him short.
No, right? Never. And in fairness, you don't get any better practice than good hard match play. And Alex has had 2 good tighteners under his belt.
I don't know if he made a mistake or not. I don't know if the 8 can pass the 9.
I think
if the 8 can't pass the 9, the angle that he's left himself, Jim, is not the angle he wanted.
Yeah, he's got a lot of angle on the 7. And it's not even sure if that happens or not, but his angle is still pretty, isn't it pretty severe there? I can't really tell.
If the 8, let's take a look at it this way. If the 8 cannot pass the 9 into the pocket, he may have to draw the ball this way and back down here like this here.
Or something like this.
Or something in that fashion.
Well, or play the 8-9 combination.
I don't think he'll be doing that, Jim.
Look what he's doing. You see what he's doing here
I think we're going to see some traveling with the white right here, Jim.
Now, he could play for a billiard or something also, or a bank. I mean, it's possible.
Or is he going to try and draw it right over the other side of the 8?
Oh, no. Well, it passes the 9. I mean, I don't think he could have been playing for the combination, Jim. But maybe he did. Because you're a combination man. I can see that right now.
I don't think this ball goes. And if it does, it'll go maybe just at pocket weight.
And I think he's going to just slide it in. Yeah, it goes.
Wow. He came so close to hitting that 9.
And look how quick he got the 9. Pagulayan back on song, 6-5. He trails by just 1 rack now. It's a race to 13. The winner, the U.S. Open champion for 2002.
Well, he came so closely
Well, I wonder why he was
To that
shaking his head,
9.
though.
Right, yeah, he looked like, they remind me of me. I'd shake my head, and I was almost perfect.
Well,
I think,
He went to the Actors Guild, whatever that is, learned how to act.
Well, I thought he had a lot bigger angle on the 7, right or wrong. The way he was looking at that, from here it looked like he had a severe angle. And it actually was almost perfect. Well, you know what it might have been? He might have been worried about, he's looking at his tip all the time, and earlier he did miscue, and that does work still on your mind for the entire day.
We got a match here, no question about it. About the halfway point.
Pagulayan all set now. Rack 12 of a possible 25. 1 into the side pocket, 8 into the corner, and it looks like he's got a shot at the 2.
He does have a shot at the 2. Now he has the option, Jim. He has the option now to play for the combination, but I don't think he is going to. I think what he's going to do is cut the 2 into the corner, send the cue ball between the 5 and 6, cross table for position for the 3. Here's the 4 here. If he can get to the 3,
I don't know if that angle lays like that. I'm looking at this, and that 2 ball, I think trying to go across the table, I think he's got too much angle, I believe. He's looking at it.
Well, he's pretty close to the 2 ball with the cue ball, which will enable him to get a lot of backspin and a quick grab with the cue ball with that backspin. I look for him to hit the pocket this, Mike, and I think he's got the ability to swing across table, position for the 3 and lower. Now he's going the other way.
He's going the other way. I think he's going to try and, well, I don't know yet. I mean, I'm looking at this, and this shot is, it's one of those shots. I mean, you just don't know what to do. And I think he's got to really look at this. He could follow. I mean, there's a lot of things he could do.
He's going to hit the 5 if he hits with speed here. I'm afraid he's going to hit the 5 here.
I don't think he will. No?
He's looking at the 3-9 combination.
Yeah. Or the 3 in the side. I believe he was really going for the 3 in the side is what I believe. And he's actually not. He's executed a perfect shot there, by the way. The 2 alone was a difficult shot.
Certainly was. And after pocketing the 3 in the side, he's going to come awful close to the 9. He may even hit the 9, which he has.
He missed it.
Oh, he missed the 3 in the side.
He missed it.
That was it. That was the game ball. That was the game ball right there, 3 in the side.
He made a perfect shot on the 2 too. I mean, that's amazing to make that. And the 3, as you know, that's kind of like a free shot. Because if you miss it, you figure leave the guy a tough shot, and if he makes it.
In the meantime, for the Kaiser, we definitely have a tester here. This is called a tester for the Kaiser. Right here, a tester. This is a long shot. The last 2 times he's been. This is definitely a tester.
He's just passed his first spelling test.
He went to put some water down his throat because he's a little dry right now, and this is a very difficult shot to step to the table with, particularly since the last 2 times you were at the table, you erred.
Yeah, this is the kind of a shot. This is what makes champions. I mean, I feel that if a guy's in dead stroke in the finals of the U.S. Open, you're supposed to come with a shot like this, make it, draw the cue ball back. I mean, I feel that's, guy like Strickland, I think, I wouldn't like him shooting it.
I look at a shot like this, Mike, and do you know what I see?
Green.
Pure and simple, a test of cueing.
Yes. It's a test of nerves.
Straight ball. This is all cue delivery.
Yeah.
It's always good to have good technique.
Yeah, it's a nerve test, but this is what wins and loses tournaments, are shots. This is what we call coming with a shot.
This is what all those hours of practice come down to right here.
And if he executes this right, I mean, it's going to give him a boost of confidence. Let's see what happens. And he has hit it.
Absolutely perfect.
And that is a champion right there, because anybody can run out with an easy opportunity.
Now look at the cue ball.
Yeah, he's perfect.
He likes it.
He's perfect. Well, he's got a little bit of work ahead of him, but as far as getting on the 4, and again, that's a champion is supposed to do that. I mean, let's be realistic. If you don't do those it's like a guy like Tiger Woods coming up with that crazy shot out of the rough, hits it 3 feet from the pin from 190 yards out, no one else can do it. That's how you win events, and that's exactly
he's got an option here because he go 1 cushion toward the 5, but he has to force that. It lays more natural by going forward with 2 cushions like this here. But he's got to have better speed he has better control of the speed of the cue ball with that shot. 1, 2. Speed of the cue ball becomes crucial.
Watch
now.
it, watch it.
Speed of the cue ball becomes crucial, and he finally did stop in time.
Can he hit that?
Just.
Whew. Boy, I can't. I'll tell you the truth.
I guarantee you his heart was in his mouth there.
I think he hit that one. I think I would have hit that with not a lot of English and made the angle like longer to go above the 7. Wasn't that possible? Instead of doing that? I mean, look where he is.
Well, he was flat on that 1 rail angle.
Yeah.
That's why he opted to go to the 2 rail shot. But speed was very crucial with the 2 rail shot, and you can see clearly now why it was crucial.
Ooh.
Oh.
Boy, oh boy. I'll tell you what.
The balls were going in clean in the early stages. He's made 2 already in this rack that could easily have stayed on the table.
Yeah, and that again is, you know, that's the nerves coming up. You can tell. You can look at Ralph. He looks the same, but by the way the balls have gone in, something has changed a little bit.
The crowd lets him know that they're not going in clean.
Well, you know that when you're playing 9 ball, strange things happen. 9 ball's a test of skill, stamina, and courage.
And nerves. I have always said that pool is like putting. And I see a lot of guys on the Pro Golf Tour miss those short putts.
Well, this 9 to reestablish the 2-rack lead. Deposited, and Ralf Souquet has weathered the Pagulayan storm. 7-5 he leads in the race to 13 for the biggest prize in pool. Well, Alex will have a little to contend with. Probably anxious moments there. He thought he was going to be coming out of his chair when it looked like Suke might have been hooking himself behind that 7, but that wasn't to be.
Well, Alex faced a bigger deficit a short while ago when he was able to almost surmount it. I don't think that it's going to bother him now, Jim. You can see at this point of the match, this young man, Pagulayan, has come to play.
Yeah, and they both look solid. I mean, they've both made a few errors, but overall, both players are playing fabulous, and I think whoever wins is deserved of it.
Well, it's been just an unbelievable event, a terrific venue. And guys, that's all down to one man, and we just happen to have tracked that man down, and we've got him in front of our cameras now, the tournament promoter, Barry Berman. Barry, I know you've heard it before, but this is a job as well done as anybody could do it. Congratulations.
Thank you, Jim. I really appreciate that. And, of course, Mike Sigel, the first U.S. Open champion ever, and Billy Incardona. Well, you know, I'm in good company.
Well, you joined us up here a few times, came up and graced us with your presence. But again, I mean, you have to be delighted. The crowds have been fantastic, and what a final we're being treated to.
Well, we are. I tell you, it's far from over, Jim. You know, it's you know, from now on, anything can happen. It's just really incredible how pool sometimes can change. But yes, you asked me how I feel, and the crowds have been enormous. As a matter of fact, they've been the best ever in the history of this event.
Well, Barry, this is Bill Incardona. It looks like you've outdone yourself one more time. Each event that I come to seems to get better and better and better, you know, and I'm really having a lot of fun, and it's so well organized, too. And another thing is that, you know, you're getting better looking every year.
Billy, you haven't seen me in the morning when I first wake up, and you never will. Well, if you do, it'll be by accident.
I wanted a little clarification on that one, Barry.
Hey, listen, I met Billy Incardona, and I know we have a couple of minutes, in the 70s. And when I walked into Weenie Beanies in Arlington, Virginia, that's the first time I saw Billy Incardona. And the reason I remember him, he had a stance that was 4 feet wide. I mean, I didn't know if he was shooting pool.
He's only 4 feet high.
Yeah.
Well, you know, he really shrunk then. I mean, he was really low. But Billy is was a great player. He was a great player.
Thank you, Barry.
And his stance was unique. And but you know, hey, everybody has their own style, just like Mike Sigel, and I'm sure Jimmy, you do, and we all do.
I try to emulate Mike Sigel. What do you remember about him, Barry?
Well, Mike Sigel, you know, great player. I mean, you know, he won his first match tournament ever in Virginia in '74, and went on to become a 3-time U.S. Open champion. So Mike Sigel, one of the greatest players of all time.
Well, I know it's been fantastic, and yeah, certainly we all thank you, Barry. A job well done, and you'll be hearing about this for a long time to come. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
Well, back to the match. The focus of everybody's attention right now, the Kaiser 7-5 in front of the Lion, and Ralf Souquet will be breaking off now in rack number 13. The all-important break-off, desperately looking for a ball down.
The 5 was going in, but it got kissed out. The 1 did fall in the upper left-hand corner. The 2 ball now fell in front of the side pocket. 2 ball near the bottom cushion. A lot of distance, Mike. Notice the distance between the 1 and the 2. Excuse me, the cue ball and the 2, and the 2 in the pocket. Very difficult shot. The 3 ball on the other side of the table carries natural position.
This is pretty tough. I mean, if he elects to shoot at the 2, he can roll the cue ball in. He's liable to hit the, I guess it's the 4 or 6 ball up at the other end of the table to slow the cue ball speed down. That's possible. It looks like he's shooting at it.
Looks like he's going to go to the right of the 4 and the 6, or maybe toward them from this angle now. We overcut it. He overcut it, and now we're going to have an opportunity to see the Lion back at the table.
Well, that was a very adventurous shot.
Yeah.
There was nothing easy about that, especially rolling it.
Yeah, I don't think that was well, that's all he could do. I didn't see any really easy safe. If he would have made it, he could have had an opportunity to run out. He just actually overcut the ball, which was really not the right way to miss that. Undercutting that particular shot would have probably been the best way to miss if you did miss that.
Yeah, I agree. The 2 is no problem. The 3 on the other side of the table doesn't seem to be a problem.
Wow.
But the position of the 6 that blocked the pocket for the 4 was a problem, which he missed the 2, ran into the 6, opening up the rack for Suke. But the problem he has is pocketing the 2.
Yeah, that was a little uncharacteristic of Alex there. I don't know what was going. I mean, that was by far not a tough shot.
Well, what he opted to do, Mike, was he realized that the 6 blocked the pocket for the 4, so he wanted to alleviate that problem immediately.
Right.
And he put all the emphasis on doing that, and he forgot to pocket the ball. So therefore, he was guilty of taking his eye off the object ball, but you must make the shot to stay in control of the table.
No.
And when you violate that rule, it proves to be quite costly.
Well, Ralph's got a pretty tough shot here now. He's going to have to cut this in either soft or hard, go back and forth. Well, look at this shot. He hit it too thin.
Not much movement from the 2 ball. Pagulayan, another unexpected opportunity at the table, Jim.
I'm not sure if that pocket will ever accept a ball. You'd have to bet it will now. But a couple failed attempts, and I wonder if the nerves, the finish line starting to get a little closer in this one. Wonder if the nerves aren't starting to play a role again.
They're human, and it usually does, Jim. You know, they all have nerves. We all have nerves. And this is the U.S. Open, and there are a lot of people watching, and it's hard to believe that they can't feel something out there, you know.
I always remember one of the top snooker players over in the UK, a fellow by the name of Jimmy White, actually said to me, you know, you've got to play in billiards as though it means nothing when it means everything. That's the key to success. Right. And how often do you see Earl Strickland at the table in a major event, making it look like he's on the practice table?
Right, and he really does that better than most people. He'll just go flying around the table and looks like he is in the practice mode.
Okay, this is borderline. He's come up table about as far as he could, as far as what I mean. But it's a tempting shot to shoot. I don't know if he's going to shoot it.
Well, he's going to shoot it, but it's not an easy one. And he
went in.
Made it. I was going to say miss and made that pocket. I'm surprised that ball went in with that speed. It kind of hesitated for a second, went in. He's perfect on the 7. And he's not as perfect as he would like on the 8.
A little more relief from that side cushion is what he wanted.
Yeah. But he's hitting the ball. I can see the way he's flying around the table. I think he's going to run out probably when he gets an opportunity. I mean, he's looking very well.
Yeah, and momentum has definitely swung in favor of Pagulayan, and if there was a favorite from this position, I would have to say it's Pagulayan because of momentum switch here, and he seems to be the more comfortable of the 2.
Well, he's back to 7-6 now, so it's anybody's ball game. Pagulayan trailing Ralf Souquet by just the odd frame, the odd rack here, all to play for.
You know, Pagulayan has shown a lot of heart in this match, Mike. You know, he was down by a big deficit, and looking at Ralf Souquet playing flawlessly, it's awfully hard to get out of your chair and follow that kind of an act, you know?
Yeah, I think you're right. Look at the shot he makes here. It almost looks like it's going to hang, but it doesn't. He makes a great shot there.
Pagulayan breaks off now. Rack 14, 1 into the side pocket, and a chance at the 2.
Well, the 2 is not the main problem right here. Is the position of the 3. But of course, the 2 is a problem too. But if he's able to pocket the 2, what's he going to do with the 3? So therefore, pocketing the 2 probably isn't the right shot at this time.
And it just doesn't afford any positional value, so no point in taking it on.
No point at all.
He may be looking for a safety. Well, what happens when you hit him with this kind of a speed, I've noticed this over and over again, that many times the balls, well, you see there's only one ball to our left, which is really up table. All the other balls are kind of congregated in a semi-group at the other end of the table. And with all that congestion, many times you get these kind of situations. So that, I think, has really slowed the pace of the match down. You know, in the beginning, see Ralph was getting shots, boom, hitting them maybe a little harder, running racks, and that's more what we were attuned that I thought we would see. He's looks like he forgot to hit the white ball now. That's a big mistake.
You know what he's looking to do here? This is what he's looking to do here. He's looking to play the 2 into the 8.
Right.
2 ball off the 8 into the pocket. Cue ball to this side of the table for position for the 3. In the event that he misses the 2, he's using the 3 as an interfering ball.
Right, and that is a very smart, that's something that I didn't think he really saw, because I happened to look at that, but I didn't think he would even think of doing that. He may just be looking now to roll the 2 ball down and try and snooker behind the 5. Or see what he's done there? I think that's a good shot. He's put Ralph in
that's a good shot.
I think that's, well, I think the reason why that's a good shot is because Ralph is in super trouble.
You look that one up in the dictionary, Mike, and I guarantee you it's going to spell good.
I think that's a good shot, he said.
Well, I think his decision was right. That was what I really meant. Well, you guys are tough. You are tough.
I like his thought process there, because the way that he played that, he almost would have been unlucky to have left it on.
Right, right. And he's put Ralph in a spot where he's like even money not even to hit the ball. Well, he could mass a curve around the 8, come back at the 2, which exactly is what he's going to do. The reason he's doing this is to get a lot of English on the cue ball when it hits the rail. He's going to make the angle come a little deeper towards the 2. He probably won't hit this hard. He's hit it, and that's not too bad.
Well, he actually got the maximum out of that effort. He repositioned the 8 to where the 2 will not pass, the 3 may not pass the 8 now. So therefore, Alex is going to have to do something. If I were Alex, what I would do is I would shoot the 2 cushions up table and go into the 8 with the cue ball.
Right, and try. Well, he may be looking to shoot some. He might be able to play the 2 off the 5 and break out the 3-8, because he looks like he's kind of shooting at this. Or he's playing the 5 combination, and I think that was not a, what do you think? I don't think that would have been my top choice. I don't think that would have been my top choice. That shot was laying very difficult, and you know what happens? At this stage in the match, if you leave a guy like Ralf Souquet this kind of an opportunity, you know, you're kind of cutting your own throat. I mean, if you put the heat on and make the guy earn the game, I think it would have been a little different outcome.
Risky shot, though. He's played himself back into this match, got back to 7-6, and you know, to turn the momentum back over to Suke at this stage, could prove tragic for him.
Well, you know, you really can't fault him for that shot, you know, that much, because he felt he could pocket the combination. Right. And when you feel that you can do something,
you shoot
go ahead and go for it.
Right.
He felt he could pocket it. If he would have pocketed the combination, then he would have probably went on to run out the balls and tie up the match.
And you know something, Billy, in hindsight, you're right, because I know Alex very well, and he is aggressive by nature. That's the way he plays the game. You know, he attacks when he gets a chance.
He's a great player and has great execution. He just needed a little bit better execution on his shot, and he would have been at the table.
The mass A does. He hits it perfect. You see how the cue ball arcs. He hits the 2, and again got the best result. Well, you know what it is? The champions are guys when they win or lose. It's those subtle little things that they do, those choices, and that's really a lot of times what determines winning or losing.
You know, I'm really surprised, Mike, what Ralph just did with the cue ball here. He's going to be shooting the 4, the pink ball, in the center of the table near the foot spot, and he definitely could have afforded to have gone up of another 2 to 3 inches, coming up with a real nice, simple shot on the 4 on the side.
Right.
But he didn't do that. Now he has to shoot over the 8, up the corner pocket. This is a very difficult shot, and he's caused it himself.
That's the U.S. Open jitters. He made it, though.
He hit the center of the pocket, too.
Yeah.
Well,
couldn't have cued that one any better.
Yeah. But he certainly isn't playing as smoothly as he was from the offset, is he?
No, he just didn't look like missing it any time. But, you know, a couple missed shots and they ebb away at your confidence. He is human.
He certainly is, and when he started playing so well from the offset, we expected him to play throughout the match that well. We were kidding ourselves. No one plays that well. No one. Not even Sigel when he was playing.
Stop. Now,
what?
Come on. Okay.
Are you kidding? I saw you play for years.
Yeah, right.
You didn't always shoot 1,000.
Never played that well, Mike.
Okay, I did throw a couple 999s in there. I got to admit that. Well, you know, everybody does make mistakes. I mean, there's no way. You're right. I think actually Billy Johnson is the only one that actually did play a perfect match in any tournament. I think it was a race to 7. If I remember,
resorts.
In a huge casino tournament, he did shoot 1,000.
It was against Buddy Hall.
That's right. I remember that because that's the only person that's ever done it.
Well, right now Ralf Souquet eyeing up the 9, and with it, an 8-6 lead. And there it is, 8-6. Ralf Souquet starting to again assert his authority on this one. He'll be breaking off now in rack number 15, looking to increase that lead.
You know, I like to mention, I've been watching all these young players come up now and witnessing, if you will, the changing of the guard. And Alex Pagulayan is one of those young players I was talking about, taking the places players like yourself, Mike Sigel, Buddy Hall, Jimmy Rimpey, and Steve Miserak. And I like to mention that Steve Miserak is really not in good health right now, but I hear he's getting better.
I certainly hope so.
And I hope he's watching, because all us players, all professional pool players throughout the world, give our best to Steve Miserak.
And this event dedicated to Steve Miserak.
Yeah, and I think I saw Steve at the trade show about a month ago, and unfortunately had a stroke, and he's looking a lot better. And if he is watching, our best to him.
Go ahead, Steve. Keep fighting, baby, like you're playing 9-ball.
Ralf Souquet breaks off now. Rack 15, ball into the side.
And
has shot at the 2. This is a very promising situation for Ralf.
Does the 2 go by the? I guess
the 4. Yeah, the 4 is not blocking the pocket for the 2. I believe he can pocket the 2 past the 4. This is the 3. Cue ball then should come over here somewhere for a position for the 3.
So he's actually a little bit over the 3 ball, and
the only problem ball really may be the 6. Just depends whether or not that 6 ball will go down the cushion past the 9.
Yeah, I think the 6 does clear. I believe it does clear. I'm looking at it from here. We are kind of far from the table. You know, we're kind of watching this on a monitor and looking at the table. Billy, I know your eyesight is nowhere near
very horrible.
What it should be.
I don't know if he's going to make this. I don't know. Oh, not near miss.
No, he missed that.
Near miss.
You know, that pocket.
Let's come back to haunt Ralf again.
Yeah. He has left Alex with I guess he's got a kind of curve around the 4 ball, but you know, I really thought Ralf would make that. You know, really, it was tough, but I just thought he would make that. It's surprising that, you know, that was a big game. That was a huge game, 9-6.
When he shoots this shot, he has to be particularly careful that he doesn't hit it with enough speed. After contacting the bottom cushion, he goes up table behind the 5. So therefore, he has to hit it rather softly, and he did.
It depends how full that he actually hits that ball, the 2 ball. If he hits it thin, the cue ball could get away. If he hits it full, he's not as long, but the cue ball would actually come off not as bad. But I think he's okay.
Now, he wants to stay to the left of the 4 over this area here somewhere. He doesn't want to be in center table because of the position of the 8 precludes him from following the 4.
Yeah, I think he's going to follow the 3, though, come up 1 rail. That's just what he's done.
Now he's going to have to draw the cue ball, or I don't know. I don't like the angle he's left himself here, Mike.
I think he's okay. I think he can go around the 8. Because if he follows the ball and hits the 8, I think he's going to draw the cue ball 2 rails, kind of come out not quite in the center of the table, but I think what he's really looking at is make sure he's on the right angle on the 5 ball. I mean, you know, obviously we always look ahead. I think he can play the 4, come out near the center of the table.
I don't like the angle he's got right here. I think he's going to be too far from the 5 now.
Well, he didn't hit it hard enough.
Well, I didn't like that angle.
I think he's okay, but he could have hit it harder. Actually, he was okay, I believe.
Well, he's pretty straight on this, so you better hope that 6 goes with a full pocket.
Did you see him chalking the tip up? There's not much of a tip.
There's concern there.
Not much of a tip there,
for sure, because he's looking at it as he's chalking, and a lot of players, it's almost like just a natural, instinctive thing that they do, isn't it? Walking around the table chalking.
Well, the point I'm trying to bring up is this: years ago, when I was playing and when I was very young, I would play with a tip. I didn't care how small it got. I played better the smaller it got, and that's the way his tip looks right now. Very, very small.
This is a big shot right here because you see the angle he's got on the 6 ball. If he tries to slide the 6 back easy, it's just barely got enough room to go by the 9. He may have to hit this very hard and draw for the other across the table to play the 8 in the other pocket, or slide it in and go for the thinner cut in the other pocket.
That's what I think he's going to do. I think he's going to just cut it in, bring the cue ball back somewhere in this area, and take the shot on the 8 from there. That's what I think he's going to do.
And you were 100% correct.
He didn't do it.
And look how well he hit. No, look how well he hit that shot. I mean, right or wrong. I mean, in my opinion, what you were saying was probably the easiest way to do it. He fired that ball in like it was a hanger. And
well,
you know,
I thought that I was at the table for an instant.
Yeah,
there,
right.
You know, I'm not drawing that ball cross table.
That was a great shot. That's one of the best shots we've seen so far.
And this 9 for 8-7.
Wow.
Down it goes, 8-7 now confirmed. The crowd loving it here in Chesapeake, Virginia. 8-7, Ralf Souquet over Alex Pagulayan in the race to 13.
That was a great, great shot. Now, don't forget, that's a big swing, 9-6, 8-7. Huge swing.
Huge.
Once a guy hits double numbers, you know, he hit the 10, That's when, this whole thing is really going to start then. I mean, I love watching this. 8, 8, 9, 9. Once a guy hits double digits, now you're looking, uh-oh, there's only 1 or 2 more games and it's over. And you think the heat's on now. Wait until they both hit the 10 area.
Well, I can think of 30,000 reasons
Yes.
why they both see that finish line. The eventual payout here, $30,000 to the winner, $150,000 total purse.
You think the match has been exciting up to this point?
I think
Well,
it
we
has.
got the best half of the match left. I think it's going to get even more exciting.
Yeah.
I think it's been terrific, Billy, because we've seen a lot of peaks and valleys, haven't
Yeah.
we, in this match?
We certainly have.
Emotion. I mean, Suke, you've seen him hang his head. Well, you hardly ever see that from him.
No. You've seen the young lion come from a deficit, come charging back twice now. We've seen a lot of great pull and a lot of great courage and everything in this match. This has been a really well-played match.
Now here's a nice looking shot right here, and I think he's going to pace the one for the corner pocket, the lower right-hand corner pocket. He's got to hit it just right. I think he overcut it.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, he did
Yes,
overcut it. But he's got the 2 for blockage, and that's the reason why he did overcut it. If he undercuts the ball or makes it, if he makes it, obviously he can make the 2. But if he undercuts it, he probably leaves Ralf an easy shot. So, that's one of those shots where a lot of times you want to make it, but instinctively your arm will overcut the ball. And a lot of times this adds more torture onto your opponent than making it running the table, as you know, because Ralph's thinking, oh, God, he missed the ball, but, look, I don't have a shot. I mean, that's what's going through his mind, whether he's not saying anything or not. So
and
we'll see
you
what
really
happens.
can't read his expression because he should have been a poker player.
Right.
Changes expressions, not often.
Oh, he plays
at all.
poker.
Oh, he plays
Not very
poker,
well,
Mike.
though.
Mike says,
Not very well.
Sounds like Mike's pockets have thought his hands have been crazy at some
Couple
stage.
times.
Yeah.
Oh, it's nickels and dimes. There's a pretty nice shot right there, especially goes behind the 8, and I think he likes it.
Yeah, it looks like he's positioned the cue ball behind the 8.
That's a nice shot right there. So, again, Alex may be able to catch the edge of the 1, the yellow ball. Maybe, because he's walking up there pretty fast. It's still a pretty tough shot. He's going to curve. He's going to hook the cue ball. Watch a little bit of right English, Massey. He'll go right behind the 2.
Oh, great
hits
shot.
It perfect.
That's a great shot there.
And he has done that.
Even if he can hit the outside of the 1 ball, still a tremendous effort there.
That was a great shot, and he did exactly what he wanted to. I think Ralf can just barely hit the edge of the 1, but he can't make it. He can't, it's funny, we haven't seen the jump shot, which is a legal shot. A lot of people don't realize. As long as you hit down on the cue ball. We really haven't seen that much in the whole tournament. I don't really think I've seen much jumping. Ralph's going to try the same shot again, I believe. Or is he going to? Yeah,
yes,
same
he
shot.
is. Same shot. He brushed the 8.
And
that little brush of the 8 caused the cue ball to slow up, and now he's left Pagulayan something to work with here.
Well,
Alex,
I think he's going to play safe. He's going to try and put him behind the
6.
1. Yeah.
Thin hit, take the cue ball in behind the 6.
That's exactly what he's trying to do, Jim, behind the 6.
And he has executed that perfectly. And these are the little things, when you look back at winning a tournament, you could say, well, I ran out, I only made a few mistakes. But meanwhile, these little things right here, people kind of forget those little fine details.
In the meantime, the Kaiser's in a lot of trouble right here.
Yeah.
I really don't see him walking away from the table in good shape after he shoots this shot, Mike. Too many things can go wrong on this shot.
Well, this is one of those, I'm going to tell you right now what's going to probably, this is one of those things where I think the best you can do is try and hit the ball with a decent speed and hope you get a good outcome, because I'm looking at this, and I've been playing for many years. I don't see an exactly planned shot like, let's say, the 3 earlier where he hits it, sticks the cue ball, and one of these kind of things. He's actually just trying to hit the ball. He may have to hit under the 6 and, like, draw the cue ball or change the angle. See where he's looking? If he shoots naturally, he'll hit the 8, the black ball. He's going to have to go further towards us, draw the cue ball, and then lengthen the angle to hit the 1 and hope he gets a result. To me, it looks like he's going to hit the 8 from here. And I was really right.
See, both the 1 and the cue ball going up that end of the table didn't figure for it to work out well, considering the layout.
No, you hit it dead on, Billy. He'd have been very lucky not to leave a shot there. That was just, again, great. It seemed like Alex is winning the tactical exchanges now. I sense a very subtle shift in momentum.
And that shot, when he put the cue ball behind the 6, you can really look foolish and just let the guy hit it, too. I mean, unless you hit it perfect and get behind the 6. Alex hit that shot perfect.
Yeah, the 5 to the 6 is the key to this rack. 2 to 3 to the 5, we can see plays rather routinely, but it is the 5 to the 6 where they're where the problems start, right there. But there's not much of a problem there. But if there is a problem out there, it's from the 5 to the 6.
3. I'm looking at that ball. That's a 5 there. 4 is gone. Is that correct?
The 4 is off the table.
4 is gone. So he's got the 3 to the 5. Yeah, he
just a matter of leaving the right angle on the 5 to drop onto that green 6.
Yeah, and it looks like if he just draws it a little, he can play the 5 in the side, kind of draw down right where his body is, and have a pretty good shot at the 6. And that's, I think, what he tried to do, but I don't know if he drew. You know, I'm watching him as he's drawing the cue ball.
He'll probably just draw it again to this cushion,
right,
and that back there, leaving himself a nice angle to go up table for the 7.
Right, that's
what he'll probably do there, unless it's just so natural.
I wasn't crazy with that. What he did there.
He's flirting with the traffic there, you know.
Well, he had more angle. That's what I was saying before. When he played the 3, he didn't quite draw it back enough to have a good angle on the 5. And I guess that was probably the right shot. I mean, unless he hits the 9.
Any chance he's still a little questionable about his tip?
Yes, I honestly believe that he feels he's. Now, that was a great shot right there, going back to his tip. He bumped the 8 out purposely, so all he's got to do is make the 7, hit it firm, go 2 rails out in the center of the table. And he's got an easy shot on the 8. Therefore, all he's got to do is pocket the 7. But going back to the tip, I think he's very concerned about the tip. His tip is very, very flat. There's no way in the world you could ever change tips. Could you ever do that? You're playing in a tournament?
Well, he's not going to change his tip right now. He got it where he likes it. It's a small tip. He enjoys playing with it. He obviously feels the balls extremely well with that small tip. There's no chance of him changing it.
Yeah,
and you're right about he repositioned the 8 ball in a more convenient area on the table.
Well, 16 are in the books now, and there is nothing to choose from between these two champions. 8s are wild here in Chesapeake. 8-8 Pagulayan versus Suke, and now effectively a 5 out of 9 for the U.S. Open title.
And we had called this, and I believe that both of us had discussed how this was going, and Jim.
Let's get some stats up here and take a look at it. The score's tied up 8-8. I'm kind of curious to see how the stats add up.
Well, they're playing race to 5, and we predicted I think the fans are getting their money's worth.
Pagulayan all set. Rack number 17 is
Excellent
now on the go.
The 1, the 8, the 2 is not makeable, I don't believe, unless he banks it.
There's the stats, 893 for Pagulayan. I mean, tell me about it. He's really playing well. 884 Suzuki. This is a
very close.
I would say it's even.
Yeah.
I would say it's 4 or 5 points.
Scoreline indicative of that.
Absolutely. Once again, Mike, all the congestion around the foot spot.
Right.
Chess game. It's another chess game out there with the balls positioned the way they are.
Yeah, the break, this soft break. Now, he banked that. He tried to hide him. He had a chance to make the 3. And he snookered him, but you see, you're going to get a lot of this with this kind of soft break, which, I'm not really in tune to, even though they're making balls. I see a lot of games are like this where it looks like a one-pocket type game.
You would want to play games like this, Mike, because there's more decision-making out there when the balls are lying somewhere where they are now, in difficult positions on the table.
I like whaling.
More decision-making. More decision-making. Anytime you can get more decision-making in the games, it favors the better player.
Well, that's why I want to whale in them.
Right now you want to whale him, huh?
Well, Ralph has to figure out an escape here. It's going to take a Houdini act to hit that 2.
Well, he may be looking to possibly tie the balls up, but I think he's just going to try and hit the 2. This is, again, one of those shots where he's just trying to hit it with a decent speed and hope he gets a good result. Let's see what happens. He hit it. And he has got a pretty not a bad result. It's makeable. It's not a hanger. I mean, that's not too bad. A lot of times that's all you can hope for is hit the ball and, pray. I mean, that's what it boils down to.
Is this available here?
He can actually bank it or cut it in. Yeah, both shots are available.
3 and loosen up the balls. Is that available?
Yes. I think if I'm going to do that, I'm going to bank the 2 because the angle is right there. That's exactly what he's doing. Draw it back just a hair. He's got the perfect angle on the 3 to break him out. And I think that was the right shot. I mean, all he's got to do now is make the 3 and draw into him.
In other words, why play position when you already have it?
Right. And the 2 was a little tougher banking it, but I think under the circumstances, that was the correct shot.
More than a fair trade-off.
Yes. And that was poorly executed.
You really had to go into the 4, not the 9.
Yeah, I'm looking at straight pool. To me, that's a routine shot. Now, guys that learn straight pool and 9-ball, that's 2 different things. And I could see right away when he was shooting that he was not going to get a good result. And from playing snooker, Jim, you know too, because you are used to breaking balls out.
Yeah, when you're cannoning other balls, you got to be very precise.
Right.
I mean, Alex actually, believe it or not, guys, plays a lot of snooker when he's back home in Canada. So he feels that it helps his cueing technique.
Right.
Larger surface, smaller pockets, keeps him honest.
But if he's able to pocket the 4 here, this carries natural position for the 5. It's not going to be easy. He's using the bridge, and when you use the bridge, shots become a little more difficult to pocket.
He can make this, or he's playing safe? I don't know if it can go.
I think go?
I don't know. I'm thinking he's going to just hit the ball very thin, or if it goes, it's a good shot.
If he is hitting it thin, could he possibly be trying to just play it onto the 7, leave it there, and take the cue ball back up the middle of the table?
Or he can make it. I mean, if the ball goes, we can't see from here if the ball goes in. No, he was playing safe, and I'll tell you what, I wasn't.
I don't know if he was playing safe.
He might have been playing the ball. I don't know.
He must have been playing safe.
Yeah.
Look at the cue ball.
Right.
He had been playing safe. He thought that he would hit the 4 into the 7. It would then stop the progress of the 4 ball.
Yeah,
and then end up table with the cue ball. But that's not what happened. He used poor judgment, or else he hit it poorly. One or the other.
He hit that way too hard and way too full, I think. I mean,
well,
exactly.
Ralf Souquet had a sizable lead earlier in this match, 5-1 at one stage, and even led 8-6, only to see it all disappear. 8-8 the scoreline now reads. But he's the one that's looking at the open 4 ball with a chance to once again get his nose in front.
Well, he's got a good shot on the 3, but the positioning on the 5, he's got to probably go 2 rails around the table. He was really concerned about the 7-9, and he's hit this a little bit weak. Yeah, he would have rather have been. He's always falling short. Lately, he would rather have been a little bit more over where the shot was more straight in.
The ideal position on the table to be on the 6 is right here.
Right.
At pocketing the 6 there, swinging the cue ball, then over here for the 7.
Or the combination.
But he's mispositioned the cue ball now on the 5, and he can't get to the area he wanted to get on the 6. So he looks like he's going to have to go 2 cushions, and maybe even play position for the 6 on the side.
Well, he may, to be honest with you. I think he can cut this in with a hair of inside English. I mean, and float by the side pocket. I think that shot lays.
You think he can do that?
I think he can. I don't know if he's going to shoot it that way, but I think he can do that. He may be just hitting it firm and play the 6 right in the right-hand side pocket. He hit it soft.
Well, evidently the 6 passes in the lower right-hand corner pocket.
So then that was all mute then, because and he made a great shot on the 5. That's the point.
He may be forced to play position for the combination here, Mike.
I think he has to. Now he's going to play the 6, probably go to the side rail, draw it out towards about where he is now, and go for the 7-9 combination. If he was straighter on the 5, he could have played the 6 again, what you were saying, play the 6 in the other corner, and played the 7 in the same corner as the 6 would have gone in. But let's see what he does here. He's going to probably make this and draw it out in the center of the table. Okay, he's had a great shot, and he's almost perfect, almost.
I'd say he's in pretty good shape for a combination.
He's in good shape, but if he was out another, see where his cue is right now? If he'd have been there, it would have been a cakewalk. Straight on line, kind of with the 7, but he's got to cut the 7. This is by no means an easy shot. I mean, he figures to make it, but he's got to cut the 7 into the 9, the speed. There's a lot of things that could happen here. If he hits it hard, it may overcut. If he hits it soft, it may undercut.
The scoreline makes it more significant.
And he hit it
9
perfect.
goes. Suke back in front by the odd rack, 9-8 over Alex Pagulayan. It's a race to 13, and both players inching their way closer to that finish line.
I don't think Pagulayan at any time in the match has had the lead.
No.
So therefore, he's been playing the entire match from behind. I'm curious to find out if he ever does get the lead, how the Kaisers are going to respond. Let's take another look at the combination here.
Yes, he struck that with a lot of confidence, and that 9 went right into the heart of the pocket, just like a dagger through the heart of young Alex Pagulayan. And Suke all set to break off. Rack number 18 of a possible 25. He's 9-8 in front.
They're going to the 30-second shot clock. Now that obviously means that
must have been requested by someone.
The players are playing maybe a little slow.
Well, race to 13 is a long race.
Well, Suke understands the significance of that. He's going to have to speed up his play a little. All set now. Rack number 18. Ball down.
He's got a shot on the 2 unless the 4 comes and spoils it.
And I think that's what's happened.
Okay, looks like the 4's come down table far enough to preclude him from pocketing the 2 in the upper left-hand corner. So he's going to have to opt to play some sort of a safety. And with the soft break, it's conducive to the more, you know, chess playing, if you will, and that's why these games have been taking as long as they have.
Yeah, it's uncharacteristic because it's a lot of safety play, and this is, you know, no one's really, in the beginning we saw racks being strung. Now it's getting to like this chess type game, and that obviously slows the game down, and it makes both players, you know, more cautious. And that's why you're seeing, in the beginning, Ralf was just flying through the racks. You know, he's getting shots, this and that.
Yeah, he was flowing, though, then. And, I mean, a few misses have crept into his game, and that's the reason it seems to have slowed down slightly.
Pagulayan behind 9-8, and he really can't afford to allow Suke back at the table with ball in hand. If he misses the 2, that's exactly what's going to happen.
And this is a big game because Ralf could go ahead by 2 games.
Yeah,
and this is, he's got a good opportunity to run the table. And this is what you really want, is that 1 or 2 game cushion going into the last couple games. I mean, that's always
settles
sweet.
The nerves. Settles the nerves just nicely, doesn't it, Mike?
I always like that.
Been there.
You know, yeah. I'll tell you what, everybody says, well, my hair is getting thin. Well, sure, my hair got thin. Too many 10-10, 11-11 matches. That's what happened there. I mean, you know, I'm not an old man.
Nicely on the 3, and you can see the position of the 4, pink 4, over the left side pocket, and the 5 just above the 9. Ralph's already eyeing that up, so he's thinking 3 shots ahead, and that's pretty standard, isn't it, guys? About 3 shots ahead.
Normally, unless there's really big trouble, when the balls are open, when you play the 3, you're looking to get to the 4 to the 5. Then once you make the 3, you're looking from the 4 to the 5 to the 6, and that's how the game is really played.
Particularly on key balls. You always play 3 shots ahead on key balls all the time, because key balls are exactly what they are, key to the racks. Therefore, you have to lay right on the ball that precedes the lead ball to the key ball.
Right, and when I played, I always tried to get perfect on every ball. That's just the way I grew up playing, and that's the way I like to play. And when when things are going good, that's what I normally try and do. So, I mean, to me, every ball's a key ball, you know. And I think if you learn how to play that style, it helps you out, you know, over the years.
Of course, it's always good to be a deliberate player, you know, make sure that what you do is really what you want to do and do it well.
Yeah, and that's, well, you see, now Ralph's got, what he's concerned about here is following the cue ball off the rail. And I think he's either going to do that, he's going to try and follow it, but he doesn't want to go behind the 9. Well, look at this shot. Now, you know what he did there? I guarantee
he's taking his eye off the ball.
He had to. He's watching where the cue ball's going.
Ball.
I can't believe he did that,
He played cue ball. He took the shot for granted, like it was impossible to miss.
Boy, he really missed
played the cue ball, and that's just pure
That's taking the shot for granted. It happens in every billiard discipline. You take the shot for granted, you take your eye off the cue ball, and there you go, folks. There's the best example you're ever going to see. That's like Tiger Woods missing a 2-foot putt straight uphill.
That's exactly. He's quite fortunate to have the cue ball end up in the position that it did. Look at this shot. Did he make this shot?
No, he hung it.
Wow.
But boy, I don't know if I would have shot that.
That's a case of hitting a ball too good.
Yeah, I don't know if I would have shot that. I think Alex was a little frustrated, but I think I would have tried to hit the edge of the ball thinner and make the cue ball go around the table and put the 5 up table. Don't you think, Billy? I think a shot rolling the ball like that.
Such a difficult shot considering the position of the cue ball in relation to the 6.
Yeah.
Solidly placed on top of the 6. He was asking a little too much of himself.
Yeah, I didn't like that because
to turn it back over right now to Suke after that horrific miss from him.
Well, this is not a bargain getting on the 6 ball. Let's see what happens. And you know what? He is snookered.
He's not on the 6.
I mean, I can't believe. You know what? The wheels are falling off.
I can't believe the way he played that shot.
Yeah, the wheels. Well, he could have stayed way high of the side pocket. I think that's what I would have done.
This is a little reminiscent of the way we saw Strickland play.
Yeah, exactly right.
Last night.
Well, the wheels are falling off, and I'll tell you what. When them wheels start falling off, that's what happens. And you know, guys. We're getting now, I believe that the match doesn't even start till it reaches like 9-9, 10-10.
Well, we're talking about players like Strickland and Suke. Yeah. They can do stuff like this. My God, you know.
We all can.
Whew. That's for sure. But they're human too.
Yeah, well, hey, you know, the game looks easy a lot of times from the sidelines, but let me tell you something, through my experience, it is not. I think he's going to try and put the cue ball behind the 8. No.
He got an inadvertent kiss there.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's enough room to pocket the 6 around the 8. But the crowd certainly getting behind Pagulayan.
I think he can make this, but what do you think?
Not much room. Not much room.
I think he's going to play a safety.
Yeah, it looks like he's opting to play safe here, trying to reposition the cue ball behind the 8.
And he's hit it okay.
I don't know.
Okay,
I don't
think
know.
he could have hit that a little better. Ralph may even have a shot here.
There's a window in between the 9-7, Jim. Possibly he'll be able to go through that window and contact the 6.
Well, there's a lot of people directly down the line, and they were all applauding, so I've got to believe he can't see this. And that camera angle certainly does nothing to show that Ralph does have a clear path. And he's going to the top cushion and kicking at this, so.
Well, here we go. Ralph is praying something good happens here.
He wants to hit 2 cushions. If he would have hit 2 cushions, then the ball, I think the cue ball would have come over this end of the table and possibly behind the 8.
Look what we got here now. I think what Alex has to shoot at the 6-9.
Yeah, it's not an easy shot by any means.
But he's got to shoot at it.
He's got to shoot at it. If you don't shoot at this, you lose dignity. But if you shoot at it and pocket it and make it, you're a hero.
I think he's going to make it. Well, I thought he was going to. I said I thought he was going to make it.
You're right again.
9 into the top corner. Lady Luck plays a hand.
He lost
Alex Pagulayan 9-9 with Ralf Souquet. It is heating up here in Virginia.
Making it in that fashion, you lose a little dignity, but it's certainly a fair trade-off.
Yeah, well, why do you think he hit it so hard? Right or wrong? I mean, it's in your mind. Well, if it doesn't go in one pocket, it goes in the other. And again, it's not call your shot, so that shot counts.
And that's why they call it lucky 9 ball.
Boy, how do you like when that happens at that stage of the game, huh?
All set to break now. Rack 19, Pagulayan.
1 on the side. Watch out for the cue ball. Okay. This is going to be a test of character now the next time Suke comes back to the table,
How many times have you seen the breakoffs, though, where the balls just aren't running kindly for either player?
I know. You see a ball right in the way of the blue ball. He made a ball, and realistically, not a tough shot if the ball in the middle, I guess that's the 5 ball, is out of the way, but right in line with the cue ball and the lowest numbered ball on the table.
Another look at that 9 ball. How pivotal this could be. Watch it. The 9 right around the jaws and
look,
straight up to the corner pocket.
And Sigel predicted he'd make it.
I said he would make it. I didn't say what pocket.
You never told us which pocket.
Okay, Alex is pushing out.
Here.
Now that's, I would have to shoot at this. I don't even know if he can hit it because it's kind of a jack up.
I myself would play this. I think the shot lays that you can actually bank the 2 across corner, sending the cue ball down this way here, and then the 2 ball over here.
I don't like that one.
Okay.
I'm going to try and play the 2 in the corner, jack up with hit it with left English. Well, he's doing the other way because the angle is perfect to draw down towards down table. He's doing this one for a safety, but look what's happening.
Wrong speed.
Well, he
Billy.
hit it with the wrong speed.
Yeah, well,
you know.
He played the shot you suggested. He just
That's
hit it
not
too
a bad
hard.
shot.
Look at the cue ball frozen on the bottom cushion. Even though the 2's positioned in front of the upper left-hand corner, a lot of work getting back down table for position for the 3 ball right here. How is he going to get back down table for the 3?
I thought that he might have tried to shoot the 2 in the same pocket. Didn't it look like he could kind of hit it low and make the cue ball kind of come down for the 3? He missed the ball trying to make an angle and scratched. Ooh, he almost scratched. Well, he got away with something there. He didn't scratch. He didn't leave an easy shot.
What you're seeing right now is the nerves of the U.S. Open final.
Well, what I see here is a 2 ball over to here, cue ball here, here, and somewhere around here.
Or can he bank this possibly? Make it and come down with the cue ball? Like kind of a free bank or
corner bank?
I don't think there's any free bank here because what if he hangs it?
Well, I don't think he would hang it. He might hit it short. He elected to play the safety.
But he's got to hit it with more speed than that. Notice the cue ball going in the direction where he wanted it to end up.
Right.
He did get him, I do believe, behind the 5. I don't know if he got him solidly, though.
Yeah. I might have shot at one of those. I kind of like shooting in that situation because the bank, on a bank shot, if a guy banks it short, if he makes it, he has a chance to win. If it hits short, he still figures to leave a tough shot.
But don't forget, there are times when you hit it so well that you hang it up.
Yeah.
And then if that happens, you really start hating yourself.
I don't think of that one. Maybe that's why Lee played a nice shot there. Well, again, those are the choices that people, win and lose matches on. I'm really surprised. I haven't seen too much aggressiveness. In the beginning they were, but there looks like there's some shots where sometimes sometimes you have to play aggressive. That's my opinion. I think, you determine your own destiny. I think if you have an opportunity to win a game at some kind of a bank shot or something, and you think you can make it, I think you got to shoot at it. I would rather shoot at something and not let my opponent up to the table.
Okay, this is what I like here. I don't know if it's laying right, but I like coming off the two ball, trying to squeeze in between the 6 and the cushion, ending up down here somewhere with the cue ball. That's what I like. Even if you don't snooker them, you're going to leave them a long, tough shot with very little position potential.
Boy, this has really become a cat and mouse game.
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
just remains to be seen which role either player is going to play in this. Right now, looks like Alex Pagulayan is looking like he's the one bearing the claws.
Well, it's kind of a tough shot right here. Nobody's really pocketed a ball in a while. He may not even be shooting at this. Oh, he's shooting at it. Boy, he's... And here again is another... Whoa, okay, Ralph's got an opportunity. No one can make this ball. Well, Ralph can pocket the 2, but he's got to try and draw the cue ball down. It looks like he can hit it near the side rail, a little bit of left English, possibly going between the 2 balls where the 9 is. I'm not really sure, Billy.
He's flirting with danger.
Yeah, he's still flirting with danger, but I think he's got to shoot at it. And look at this shot. Now, how did he hit this ball?
Well, I'll tell you what.
That's pretty nice right there.
That's exceptional right there.
Yeah.
I mean, that's probably was one of the best shots in the match to this point.
I mean, you know what? Sometimes you just have to gamble, right or wrong. I mean, what's the odds it has to go behind a ball, right or wrong?
Yeah.
He made a good shot.
He made an excellent shot, and to do what he did, he probably could do maybe 1 out of 4 or 5 times possibly, but he did it when he needed to do it.
And that's exactly right. He did it when he needed to do it, and that's I'm thinking reminiscent of Strickland. He seems to come up with those shots more and more than lately than anybody I've seen.
Well, he can't afford to get careless like the last time he was at the table. You know, he has an opportunity now to lengthen his lead. The balls are positioned nicely over the table, Mike.
Right.
He really can't afford to get careless. He's got to stay focused.
Yeah, he's got a pretty good run out. I mean, the 5, the 6. The only possible thing I could see could really go wrong is the 7 to the 8. Is the only. That's really not that difficult, unless he misses one of these. Which, you know, he's a little bit more focused now. He's just got to be a little concerned where he goes on the 7 ball from this position.
He would like to end up on the first diamond under the side pocket for position for the 7. Fairly straight angle on the 7, but he doesn't want to get behind the 9, so he has to be careful. And careful he was.
Yeah, I think, well, he's not exactly.
Second dime is not really where he wanted to be.
He just wants to get the other side of the 9 here.
I mean,
a thin cut on the 8.
He's going to have to hit this with inside English, left English, and this is a shot that can very easily be missed because he didn't draw the cue ball far enough back.
Because now he has to judge the speed of the cue ball because that side pocket is a very big side pocket cross table, and he doesn't want to end up in it.
And look at this. Woo. Well, he came
shot.
out all right. Yeah,
Good
I mean,
shot.
that was not an easy shot. I mean,
No.
people are looking at that. I'm telling you right now, I don't like shooting a shot like that.
No, and I'm sure he didn't like it either. And I'm sure he's certainly glad it's over.
Yeah, and well, he's got to make sure here. He's just always to think about nice speed, come off the rail, play the 9 in the other pocket. And he's done that perfectly. I think he's going to win this particular game. I'm going to go out on a limb.
You'll go out on a limb for this one. 9 down, Suke 10-9 in front. He's never been behind in this final, and he is yet to relinquish the lead in this one. 10-9, he'll be breaking in rack number 20. But Pagulayan, you just get the feeling he's still got a lot of fight left in him, and there's no quit. Mind you, why would we have expected any different?
Well, we predicted a close match, and unfortunately what's happened in a lot of the games is, like I said, it's like a chess game. I mean, just the way the balls
have been
lay.
scrappy, Mike, and it's just dictated the pace of play.
Right, and that happens.
Suke all set to break now. Rack 20. 10-9 in front.
1 in the side, automatic, and tough shot on the 2. Boy, this is a very tough shot on the 2.
Okay, let's take a look at what we see here.
Well, you can see the 2 balls right in this area. The problem, the 3 is here. I mean, it's a makeable shot if he makes the 2, but the 2 is extremely difficult. If he makes the 2, comes off the rail, he'll probably have a good shot at the 3. and he's overcut it. I mean, that's one of them shots you got to roll your froze to the rail. It made a big difference if the cue ball had been off the rail even a half an inch. So Alex, actually, Ralph got a little lucky there. Alex has a shot. He's going to try and play it safe, hit the edge of the ball, right behind the orange ball. I think he has done a good job of that. Well, this is again one of these one of these games. I mean, everybody seems to be jockeying for position, and a lot of safeties, more safeties than I can imagine in a final match. Don't you think, Billy?
Absolutely, and it all stems from the break, Mike.
Yeah, the game, the pace of the game has really slowed down. Well, Ralph's going to hit do you think he's going to hit this hard or soft? That was a nice shot. That's something he did not want to do. Well, the people are screaming for Alex. What do you think's going to happen here, Billy? You think he's going to run out, or?
Yeah, I definitely think he's going to run out. You know, he's this kid's got a lot of character. He's come to play, and he's very confident in his game. I do believe he's going to run out, and I wouldn't be surprised to do him well in this particular match. I think he might even win it. He is behind by 2 games, but for some reason I think he's going to win this tournament.
There's one thing that we are assured of, though, gentlemen, is that the U.S. Open crown will not be staying on U.S. soil.
Yeah, that is for sure.
Alex, a Canadian now, born in the Philippines, now holding a Canadian passport, and obviously Ralf Souquet from Germany.
He made a nice shot there, but you know what?
I don't know.
He didn't spin the cue ball.
I don't know. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
He wanted to come way more on the other side of the table, but he didn't, but his speed was perfect.
Beautifully played shot.
Yeah, his speed was perfect there. 7, 8. Well, this looks pretty good. What's the score now again? Because we're not really looking at the scoreboard.
It's going to be 10-9.
Going to be 10-10 if he gets
10-10?
10-10 if he gets out here, and then they're playing a race to 3. Now we're really going to see something.
Now you want pressure with a capital P, eh, Mike? This is what it's all about. This is what they came to see.
Yeah, this is it. We predicted a close match, and I think our prediction was right on the money.
The 9 down, 10-10 the score. Alex Pagulayan and Ralf Souquet have served up a barn burner here in Chesapeake. It is now a race to 3 for the U.S. Open title. Guys, I've got to tell you, now I couldn't pick a winner if my life depended on it.
Well, you know what? I'm going to go out on a limb and bet that one of these guys wins it. I'm really going to go out on a limb with that.
Pagulayan breaks off.
He made 2.
4
2
on the
down.
side.
And look at the 1.
Look at the 2-9 very
2-9,
quickly. That's the
tied
balls
up.
to look at, the 2-9.
Well, lucky he's got a shot at the 1, and he can break him
There's
out.
the 1. He can break him loose right here.
Yeah, but again, we're seeing the cluster. See this? This has become, with that softer break, routine where the balls get tied up. And I think we're seeing this, and this is what's really been slowing the game down dramatically. And he actually, wow, he may have a shot. I'm not 100% sure. I don't think he does. No, he's close to the 2. He has no shot. You can see this angle. If the 3 was out of the way, he would have a shot, but the red ball blocks his pocket. He would not try and cut it in the side. I don't think he would do that.
He's going to try to reposition the cue ball behind the 4, elevating around the 9 and behind the 4. Well, he's behind the 9, which is even probably better if he can get it there.
He didn't get there. He left Ralph, well, a tough shot, but a lot better than being behind the 9, the yellow stripe ball. So actually, Alex made a poor shot there. Don't you think, Billy? I mean, he had a lot more room to work to come from to go behind the 9, the yellow stripe ball.
Yeah, that's why I like playing a little bit firmer.
Right.
Trying to get behind the 4.
And the cue ball's not even on the rail. I mean, he could have got the cue ball froze on the bottom rail there. I think Ralph's going to shoot at this. Pretty tough shot. Look at this shot. They made both. It was a 2-way shot.
Yeah, that was not what Ralph had in the master plan, though.
Yeah,
it's taking him out of position to the 4.
It certainly did, and he didn't have that plan by any means, because now look what he's looking at.
A great shot on the 2, and it unfortunately avails him no rewards.
Yeah, he has nothing more than he's going to have to bank the 2. The 4 that is back up here.
Right up the middle of the table, but
Hit
the
that
speed
shot
of the
well.
shot is everything.
He hit it pretty good, Jim, but it looks like Alex does have a cut on the 4 if he chooses to shoot it. Playing position on the 5 is also a problem if he opts to cut the 4, and because the speed of the shot doesn't lay like he's going to come up with a real good shot on the 5. So therefore, he's got a lot of work here, not only pocketing the 4, but coming up with a shot on the 5. It's not going to be easy.
He's definitely shooting at it, and he made it.
See, coming up with a shot on the 5 is not going to be easy.
And he's got one.
Does he have one?
He's got a shot.
Oh, he does have a shot.
He made a great shot there, boy, under the pressure. That was a big shot.
This is even a bigger shot.
They're all big shots now. He made another great shot.
I'll tell you what.
Hit that one as sweet as a nut, that one.
Showed a lot of character pocketing that ball under this kind of a...
Long straight 8.
Of pressures.
And will Alex Pagulayan see his first lead of this final?
Well,
nothing short of an earthquake's going to stop it now.
Boy, Ralf looks a little sick there.
11-10, the Lion in front. Alex Pagulayan wants just 2 more racks for the U.S. Open crown. It's a race to 13, and he will be breaking in rack number 22. To say it's starting to heat up here, somewhat of an understatement.
Slightly.
Yeah. Well, this is what we expected.
Pagulayan all set to break. Doesn't look like anything's down, but has he left Suke a shot at the 1?
Yes, he has. He's definitely left Suke a shot at the 1. It looks like all the balls are positioned fairly well over the table. He'll probably have to go cross table twice here after pocketing the 1, like so. Pocketing the 1, go over here and then back over here for position on the 2.
Yeah, it's a pretty tough shot under this circumstance. That'd be a tough shot under any circumstance. So let's see. He may not even be shooting at it. No, he actually what we call cinched the ball. And actually come out with a good shot. What happened, he actually missed the 7 going back and forth. I mean, he got a little lucky that he went through those balls. If he'd have cued it the way we were talking, I think he would have come out with a nice shot. But now he's going to play the 2 down in the corner. This really isn't that tough of a shot. He can slide the cue ball to the side rail and get good on the 3, the red ball. And he's hit it perfect, yeah.
But I don't know if he's going to like the angle he's got on the 3.
I think he can draw it. The 4 ball's on the bottom of the end rail. Is that correct?
Looks like he may be able to cheat the pocket slightly, shooting it to the outside of the pocket, and then come down to the short side of the table for position on the 4.
I think that shot is what he's looking at. He's only concerned about moving some of these balls. Now, they only play foul on the white ball only. That was, what did he do there? He did not really, he rushed that.
You know, with that awkward position that he took at the table, you know, it sort of like diminished diminished his stroking ability somewhat.
Yeah, I really wasn't, I don't think he was too crazy about that stroke. He kind of, he's played a nice safe here.
And it's very close as to how much of this 4 ball Alex can see. He's queuing up at it. And he's fluked it. Now, does he have a shot at the 5?
He made that.
Actually, 2 banks, Mike. Not intended, but gratefully accepted.
He's playing another safety. This has been like a chess match, this particular match. He's got him snookered, played a nice shot. Ralf can maybe jump the cue ball. We really have not seen much of the jump shot. I don't believe that the 8 ball, the black ball, is in total view of the 5, the orange ball. No, he's going to go to kick at it. He's going to kick at it. He's hit it, and look at this. Now, how do you like this?
Wow, that's what we have here.
We're seeing it all.
Merry Christmas, I can tell you. And look, perfect position. How do you like doing this?
Pulling rabbits out of hats.
Boy, that's
in the final of the U.S. Open.
That's when I wanted to take my cue and kind of spear the guy when he did something like that at that stage of the game.
You just want to throw it through the roof.
Boy, I'll tell you what. I mean, we've seen almost everything here. Well, that's the luck part of the game. I mean, I'm sure Ralf was praying he just hit it, and he kicks it right in. Boy, at this stage of the game, for something like that to happen is pretty nice. And he's still come up a little. No, he's perfect. He's perfect. He's perfect. He can make the 8 draw back a little bit, or I think even stop. I think he'll draw it back for the 9. Boy, that was a huge shot on the kick on the 5 ball. Huge.
Tell me about it.
Whew, boy, was that big.
This will tie it up at 11 apiece.
Wow, that was the biggest game of probably in his life.
11 apiece it is. Ralf Souquet and Alex Pagulayan inching closer to the finish line. A 2 out of 3 effectively for the U.S. Open crown. Who will it be? Who will be left standing when the smoke clears? And the kick shot from Ralf Souquet here on the 5 ball. Unbelievable timing. Unbelievable shot from a former world champion, as yet to taste defeat in this U.S. Open. And he certainly doesn't want it to happen here in the final. All set to break now, rack 23.
Oh, look at this.
He pocketed a ball.
Oh, how sweet it is.
On the 1.
How sweet it is.
Positioned nicely over the table.
Oh, I'm going back to the 5 ball. I can't help it. I got to rethink of the 5 kick in, and now he gets rewarded with a what we consider at this stage.
1 ball, 2 cushions over here for the 2. The 4 ball will be the next ball after that.
Watch it, watch it.
And if you think these players have sped up at home, folks, believe me, they have. They've been put on a clock because we're on a transmission time that is winding down. These players know it. They want to get every rack in under the wire, and yet they don't want to compromise the significance of the event.
Boy, Ralph has really, look at that ball. I'm just going back to that. I just can't get over that 5 ball. He kicks in, it gets perfect on the 6. And look, he's got a pretty good run out. He wins this game. He's ahead 12-11, 1 game on the hill.
And breaking.
Where it could have been 12-10 the other way. I think about that. I mean, that was, he's perfect. All he's got to do is make the 5, slide the cue ball to our left a little bit. 6 goes in the side. I mean, this is pretty routine here. 6 in the side, slide the cue ball up. He's perfect. The 8 and 9 are open. I mean, I don't see any problems in this rack.
No, Mike, he's breaking 12-11 ahead here.
Boy, that I'm going back to that because you know what? That's happened to me so many times, and I've done it to people. You know,
the urgency to pick up the speed is taking Ralph really out of his game.
Yeah.
But maybe he'll find that this new style.
He may like this new style, Billy.
Well, the match was unpredictable is the problem. I mean, they were debating what to play, what to race, and you see so many of those games were going slow, and sometimes the matches go fast. Pool is not an easy game to anticipate. You know, the match could be close or not.
How well we know now.
And Ralph's good on the 9. Look at this. Now he's at. Now you know, Alex does not have to shoot again. I mean, from that 5 ball kick, and I keep going back to that shot.
9 deposited, 12-11 to the Kaiser, and look at him, trying to gear himself up. 1 more rack win away from the championship. The former world champion from Germany on the cusp of his first U.S. Open title. Gonna have to hold himself together for 1 more rack. 12-11, rack 24 to come. And Suke hopes it's going to be the last one he plays here in Chesapeake this year. Winding it up now.
Now Suke's hoping 9 on the break.
9 on the break, boy. That's what I thought. No cue ball.
He's going to break it with some power here.
No power, and he didn't make one, did he?
No, he didn't.
1, 2, 3.
The Lion steps to the table with a shot.
Oh, this is what it all boils down to. He's got a pretty tough shot here. He's got a
difficult shot. Notice the position of the cue ball, positioned very closely to this rail, making this particular shot play very difficult.
Yeah, very difficult. And I don't even know if he's shooting at it. He must be shooting at it. He made a great shot. Look at this. Followed the cue ball wherever he lands in the 2, and he's very good for the side pocket. He's not as good as he would like, but that was a great shot on the 1. I mean, under the circumstances, that was a fabulous shot. But this one's probably equally as difficult. He's perfect on the 3 again. Look at this.
I don't see much problem out there to the 3, to the 4, even to the 5. It's to the 6, to the 7 where the problems are.
That group of balls again with the 7, 8. I can't believe that.
It looked like he didn't take as much time as he needed to take.
And he got a little lucky too, but you know what? He was perfect on that ball, and I don't know what happened there. I mean, I think he might, that's the nerves, the U.S. Open nerves.
This could be match ball right here. Could be.
And this is not an easy shot.
And
it's
he's
an
going to have
angle.
to float it in.
Right. He's got to follow the cue ball because he's got to worry about where the 3 goes.
Yeah,
the
he
red
can't
ball.
afford to lose control of the 3.
He made it. Oh, look at this. No, he doesn't have a shot.
He has a shot to the lower right-hand corner, and if he pockets the 3 in the lower right-hand corner, I think he'll fall nicely for the 5.
I don't know if he wants to shoot that. I don't know.
He has
I
a
think he's going to
shot.
play it in the side.
He has a shot where the cue ball comes here and then back out to here. Now, if he plays it in the side, then he'll just draw the ball. Well, he played safe.
He went behind the 6, and I think that was the shot right there.
You know, that shot may have won him the
Yeah,
tournament.
you know what? Not only that, he breaks up the 7, 8. I think that was a smart shot. I mean, let's be realistic. He puts the cue ball behind the 6. If Alex does not hit this 3, I think it's over. And he's got a very tough hit. Very tough. That was the smart shot there. Very tough. He missed it. And he broke out the other balls. I think it's all in Ralph's hands.
He's got ball in hand. He's got ball in hand.
He's got the
What an
3.
opportunity he has there. I see the 3, the 5, the 6. I see it. It's a, well, it looks like it's a kind of a layout that he wanted to end up with.
Yeah, I mean, he broke out the 7, 8. If Ralph doesn't get out from here, I mean, he'll never forget this because he's supposed to run out from this position, don't you think, Billy?
Yeah, cue ball in hand at this level. The finish line, he's got 1 foot across it.
Yeah, he's got a little bit.
Everything
Little
must
straighter.
be churning inside
Yeah.
Ralf Souquet right now. He's got to keep that under control.
Well, he's got to pound this ball in. He's a little straighter than he would
That's
like.
exactly what he's got to do.
Yeah.
He's got to force the cue ball to the cushion on the side and back out again.
Yeah, he's hit it perfect.
He got the maximum out of that shot.
All he's got to do is stay down. He's got the perfect angle. Stay down and make sure he makes the ball. Same with the 8 and 9. He's got the perfect angle. All he has to do is make the ball. That's all he's got to do. Just make it. Hit it low and just make sure you stroke it well. He's done that. He's perfect on the 8.
A couple more strokes to the cue. It looks like Suke will be.
Well,
Watch for the emotion.
champion.
We had this match. I mean, this was a very close match. Could have gone either way. I'm still going back to the 5 ball when he kicked that in. That was a big, big game. Big game. But
Watch for the emotion. Look at him. He knows it. The Kaiser. Is the 2002 U.S. Open champion, Ralf Souquet, a 13-11 winner over Alex Pagulayan, and the U.S. Open title goes to Germany.
Yeah.
look at Ralph. Boy, is he steamed up, huh?
Well, I tell you what, he's showing some emotion for those people out there that didn't think he had anything inside himself. He certainly does.
Oh, and he's kissing my wife. Did you notice that, Billy?
Yeah. Yeah, you think there's something going on?
Well, you know, Ralph really deserved. Ralph, there's the better half right there. Ralph really did deserve. They both played well. I just thought that Ralph was going to win the match. You know what I mean? He had the experience, even though I like to see Alex win it. I think Ralph is just—he's playing great. Things go,
he's
you know.
elated.
Yeah, but that,
Oh, boy.
I still got to go back to that 5 ball. I'm telling you right now, that was a huge. It would have been 12-10. Alex
And we're almost out of time, Mike.
And we're almost out of time.
And we're almost. How many minutes do we have left? 3, 4 minutes?
Yeah, we got about 3 to 5 minutes. So the people at home, I'm sure they really enjoyed this.
Well, I'll
was
tell you
great.
something. You guys really got treated to one heck of a match.
Yeah, that was a good match, and it was a good match. I mean, except for a couple slow games there, and they both played well. Alex missed that 1 ball.
Ralf Souquet, we're here with Ralph right now. Ralph, you must be over the moon.
Well, to be honest, I don't find any words right now. I mean, there was so much pressure throughout the whole match, especially at the end with the speed limit, and I mean, I couldn't, control of myself. I couldn't control my body, my emotions. I thought I'm gonna, just let slip it away because I made so many easy mistakes. But
Ralph, you've shown me more emotion in 10 seconds than I've seen in the entirety of knowing you.
well, I mean, I won almost every event or every title that you could win, except the U.S. Open 9 ball. So that was the biggest goal for me, besides participating in Olympic games someday, hopefully. So I really worked hard for it, and now I've done it.
You've done it, Ralf. The U.S. Open Championship for 2002 is going to be going back to Germany, Ralf, and I've got a good hunch they're going to be toasting you in Germany tonight.
Alrighty. I want to say thanks to everybody that's helped here, all the sponsors, my sponsors, Josh Q, Simone's Gloves, and of course all the stuff here. Thanks a lot.
Well, Ralf, I know you treated the fans to some terrific pool, and we've got our tournament promoter here, Barry Berman. And Barry, this was your brainchild. Again, you must be absolutely delighted with the way this turned out.
Ralf, how's it feel to be Sweet 16 again? You are the 16th individual U.S. Open champion, and today is a great day for Europe. Even, this is the U.S. Open, but
yep.
Europe won the Ryder Cup, and here you are, Ralf Souquet, our 16th U.S. Open champion. How's it feel?
Well, it just feels great. I mean, it probably takes a while to realize, what I've actually done.
Yeah,
but
right now we're all.
Right now I'm just,
well,
somewhere.
We're all proud of you, Ralf Souquet, and you're the second foreign player to have ever won this tournament. You realize that you're in fine company now with Efren Reyes. I'm gonna give it back to Jim.
All right, thanks.
The mayor's here. He's saving the moment.
Yeah.
Yes, talk about savoring the moment, folks. I mean, we all expected a terrific final. We were treated to a terrific final, and with every final, there's got to be a loser. And I know Alex Pagulayan, I don't know if he's around here anywhere, but when you've got a winner, there's got to be commiserations to the loser. And I think Alex Pagulayan deserves a real big hand. And Barry, I'm going to pass this back to you one more time. This is the winner's trophy, and I believe there's a check as well. Let's see if we can get this pretty tidy check in view here.
Thank you, Jim. Yes, we'll sign it later. Ralf, hold that over your head.
All right.
Rightfully so. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Ralf Souquet.
And now, very quickly, just a couple short words from the mayor of Chesapeake.
We're so happy that Ralf was able to win this at the Chesapeake Conference in Chesapeake, Virginia. Thank you. We look for you back next year.
Well, again, it's been a great event and goes with a lot of help from a lot of different people. But as far as I know, folks, it doesn't get a lot better than this. And, for myself, Jim Wych, and my colleagues, well, it's been a lot of fun, guys. Mike Sigel and Billy Incardona, and for ACCUSTATS and the Billiard Club Network, we really tried to put on a real good show here. We hope you all enjoyed it. We're going to be back here again next year, so don't miss it. So for now, from Chesapeake, Virginia, it's goodbye. No, we talked about your quick pace game at the end.